No reaction whatsoever.
2.
Our softball teams for All-Star Friday night, which
All right.
is coming up on the 14th.
If I had to bet all my mythical money,
Yep.
I would bet on Team Sliwa because they have Kirk. But I thought you were very smart to draft Travis because I think Travis kind of cancels out Kirk.
Yeah, he homered last year. Travis did.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
The one that tips me towards Sliwa is he got Matt Burke, who's really good.
Yep.
Bergman's not terrible, and you don't have another big hitter other than Travis. So he's got Kirk, Burke. Bergman could get lucky and jack one out. I like Sliwa's team better than yours. But can you trade?
Yes, can.
By today. Today was the day.
Today is the day. Today's the trade deadline.
Yeah, but you didn't do it with Sliwa and Crosstalk.
That doesn't mean
no, you still
well,
can.
The day isn't over.
There's also Team Mace has no speed. No speed at all.
Sliwa has no pitching. None.
Yeah, but pitching's overrated in a softball game.
He touches the ball every single play.
You don't have any big hitters.
Yeah.
So what is the pitching matter?
I would bet on Sliwa's team if I had to.
We're going to be a productive team. I'm not saying we're going to go young. Now, did you hear? You have not heard this, but at one point, I intend to point to the left field fence and hit a home run.
And I immediately, John, said $20,000 mythical dollars that Mason does not hit a home run.
Can I go 25?
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'll go 25 that you not hit a home run.
What about you?
Man.
I'm going 50.
Going 50.
That you do not hit a home run.
No, it's happening.
Man, I wish I went bigger.
It's happening. I'm going to spend some time in the batting cages.
Yeah, so I think your team lacks power. It lacks speed.
We've got the best pitcher in the game.
Pitching is overrated.
Nope.
You need to watch Moneyball, where they just ignore pitching for the whole movie.
Kirk is 0 for 1 lifetime against Ron Mitchell. Popped them up last year.
Yeah, but he's Sliwa's team's. Greg, don't you think Sliwa's team's better?
Yes, I'm on that team, so of course I do.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, I do. You don't have any big hitters. You have no speed. You do have a pitcher, but besides that, you have nothing else.
So here's what I was going to do. I was going to trade, and I think she's caught wind of this now, Momo for Matt Burke.
Why would Slee do that?
Because he needs somebody who's pitched before. Momo can pitch.
Oh, he can make Bergman pitch.
Yeah, you're focusing so much on pitching. I can throw a ball over a plate.
Wait a minute. Pitching and defense win championships.
Oh, that now I know. I know Sliwa's team is winning.
It's over.
This is
Team
spoken
Slee
like
wins.
somebody who has never played softball. Wow.
Hey, one-time champion.
There you go.
So we're giving away a pair of suite passes to see LAFC host St. Louis on Wednesday, July the 12th at BMO Stadium. It'll be with me and Bergman and Jacob and Ronnie, full spread, all that kind of stuff. Plus, you qualify for the ultimate LAFC pre-match flag experience where you hold the American flag during opening ceremonies on the field. Really cool. We'll announce the winner of that tomorrow. But today, Ireland is going to lie. And if you can figure that out, call in at 3:30. You can win those sweet passes and a chance for the grand prize. If you got your lion shoes on?
Sure. Comes natural to people in these jobs.
Exactly.
But, you could get lucky.
How's that?
You could, get a hold of one and just get lucky.
And wipe you guys out.
No,
Hey, let's ask Stephanie real quick.
What's that?
No, she gets nervous every time she walks in here.
Here's my... Hi, Stephanie. Come on in.
Hi, Steffa. Come on in here.
Yeah, welcome.
Come on in.
Wait,
Whoa, microphones are on. Microphones are on, Steffa. She's dropping
Yeah, no,
bombs.
she's out.
Yeah.
Why isn't Stephanie playing?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Here,
There are some
Steffa,
people...
Steffa, come here.
I
No, come
say...
here.
Don't
what
make her
about,
go in there if she doesn't want to.
on.
Yeah,
Steph.
no. Hi, Stephanie. Stephanie
hey.
is the winner of the Mandy
Yeah.
Award for Unsung
She
Hero
runs this
here.
place. Hey, Steph, why aren't you playing in the softball game? Are you amenable to playing?
Oh my God, nobody wants to see that.
Well, nobody wants to see Mason. He's the worst athlete ever, and he's playing.
And 1-0 lifetime in this
There you
game.
go. If he can win, you can win.
Maybe.
Okay, so that you might be able to convince her to take a few cuts.
Yeah.
So
Oh, man.
But Mace, it's not impossible that you hit a home run. So one time there used to be a media game at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
Beto went yard in the media game.
Yep.
John Hartung
John
went
Hartung,
yard
I hear, can
in the media
really
game,
play.
and I got lucky.
Yep.
And I hit one back, and I had my arms in the air, caught it at the wall.
Oh, no.
Didn't make it.
No.
But it's not impossible. You can
Stephanie,
get hold
what
of one.
position would you be most comfortable playing?
Where will I have the least amount of contact with any other player?
Probably
Right
right
field.
Oh, perfect. Maybe that.
You're taking my spot.
I like her. I like her
Yeah,
attitude.
That's very smart.
Wait,
very
you're gonna try and field?
I did last year.
No, you need to be the
These
DH.
guys told me I'm not
You'll
allowed
get injured.
to not field.
You'll get injured if you try.
He's
and
not.
field.
He's not allowed to DH. He's not.
Why
allowed
not?
To DH. Because he needs to be out in the field and playing.
Do you want to see him in the hospital for a month?
Yeah.
I want to see him get hurt, but not in the hospital.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a bad idea.
That is a bad idea. Now,
Stephanie
last year,
should replace Mason as the right fielder, and Mace should DH.
Last year, I made a really nice play out in right field. I think there's video of it. Slow
not a lot of
video.
I would need to see that to
Yeah.
believe it.
It's slow-mo video from the social media team. Stephanie,
Yes.
thank you for all you do. We appreciate you,
Thank
and
you.
We'll see you at
Hey,
the
what's
big
going
game.
on in your office? Did they turn it into a photo studio or something? Like I walked in there to say hi to you today, and there's like 9. It's like torn up. Can you even work
Well,
in there?
I have officially moved into the sales area.
There you go.
So
okay,
you
so
guys
that
are
office
welcome
is
to
now
come hang
an
out.
auxiliary office.
It's sort of overflow. It's in transition right now. we'll
It's a
call
big
it.
office, too, right?
It is. I do miss it. Thanks.
You know who needs a big office here?
Who? Yes.
He'll
Agreed.
use,
what I'm
he'll
talking
use
about?
it for 5 minutes a
Big
day,
office.
literally.
Big office.
We can talk about being in right field in the office there.
All right,
Okay,
good.
there you go.
Those are our 2 action items, Stephanie.
Yes,
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
on
you.
it. Thank you, guys.
Unsung
There's,
hero, by the way.
Stephanie.
One
Unsung hero
That's right.
of the year.
Well
here at
deserved,
710.
by the way.
So I was talking about fake handles on
Yeah.
social media, and there's one that is blown up, and it is Baby Gronk. Have you
Okay.
heard about this?
It's a kid, right?
It's a kid who is on social media, and he said he passes himself off as Baby Gronk, and Gronk has come out and said, "You've gone too far." Rob says the dad has already hit him up 500 times on Instagram to try to get him to
do something with
engage in
Baby
this
Gronk.
thing. And he says, we're going to cease and desist Baby Gronk's dad. He says, yeah, it's to the point where it's awkward. It's too far. 4 weeks ago, my brother told me, have you seen Baby Gronk? Did I see him? I go, his dad hit me 500 times already. Don't do anything. The dad is so annoying. Now, he did, the actual Baby Gronk, appear on a podcast. This is the something or other podcast hosted by some guys. Want to give proper credit
Yeah,
where
I can
credit
tell.
is
That was the opposite of
due.
proper credit.
Here's a little bit of them with Baby Gronk and trying to teach Baby Gronk how to answer interview questions.
Are you him is the real question.
Yes.
See, I'm gonna punch him in.
Punch
Ask
him
that
in.
again, bro. Say, man, what kind of question is that? You see my Instagram? Say that. Ready? All right,
Hey,
go
baby Gronk, are you him?
What kind of question is that? Look at my Instagram.
Would you take her to prom someday?
ahead. Hey, no, say it again, bro. You gotta say, man. I already DM'd her and asked her, and she said yes. All right, come on, man. Sit on the mic.
Hey, baby Gronk, would you take Livy Dunn to prom, you think?
I already DM'd her and she said yes.
Damn. Damn. What kind of tuxedo you get?
Roughly is
OG
Baby
James
Gronk.
Bond style or what?
How old would you say Baby Gronk is?
Somewhere between 8 and 10.
He's in the 8 to 10 range.
Yeah.
I'm never good figuring out age. I'd say
not
8 to
easy.
12.
You can't tell with him too because he's Baby Gronk, and Baby Gronk is like a bigger
And
dude.
he is
so
like he's kind of
He's
big
like a
kid.
he has
stocky
big
kid.
He has a big
Yeah,
stocky
he's
kid, so
stocky
you can't
kid.
really tell his age.
Here's what's sad about this: 330,000 Instagram followers. That's just sad. I've been at this a long time. There's a picture of Emmanuel Shrieky and me that exists, John.
Do you still have it?
I do. It's,
Okay.
It's somewhere on my feed. But I've got Baby Gronk, 330,000 followers on Instagram. Me, 18.6 thousand.
There you go.
So maybe I need to
Me,
start
0.
you 0. Bergman, how about you?
I have like 1,000. Yeah, which is nothing. But I just don't understand. Like, this kid's dad is just feeding him every answer to say on a podcast.
That's funny.
It's funny, but like they're gonna have to go back and cut it. Ask it again. Ask it again. He does it like 5 times. Ask that question again, but say this next time. Ask that question again. Like, how do you put a podcast together like that? We could ask the Blueprint, but they never put out anything.
I
the
know they
Blueprint
have a
never-
lot
is
of
D-Hawk
days without
D-Hawk
recording.
is here, but he
Is
doesn't
T-Bell
actually
here?
put out a.
What about K-Lou? Are those guys
Clue
here?
is here.
Clue
Clue
is
is here.
here. I like K-Lou better than Clue.
No, Clue is a good name.
Clue?
I like Clue.
Yeah.
Strong.
Strong name.
They said on their podcast there's going to be a lot of days of not recording anything.
Has there been an episode 2 yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
But there's
okay.
no 3 or 4. It's been-
Episode
DeAndre's
2.
very proud. He's back there nodding his head in affirmation.
I heard that on
lot of
podcast
nothing.
number 2, he said, even more stuff.
Yeah, he promised a lot of stuff, and then didn't have any stuff in the first one.
No
All
stuff.
right, coming up next, we're going to spin the wheel of questions. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN. If you want to sit in a suite with me and Bergman and Jacob and Ronnie at LAFC, what you got to do is listen to Mason and Ireland today and figure out what I'm lying about. Now, if you can figure out the lie of the day and call in at 3:30, you got a pair of suite passes to sit with us at LAFC at BMO Stadium. Plus, you qualify to win the grand prize, which is to go down on the field and hold the American flag for the Star Spangled Banner at LAFC that night. So big deal. Pay attention for the lie of the day. Call at 3:30 for your chance to win.
All right, we did this yesterday. We do it again. Combat poker at the Commerce Casino. You got to be a part of this. So it's free to enter. The top 18 advance to the second round. I'd probably be top 300, but that's okay. That's just me. Top 18 advance to the second round. Chance to win $10,000. All you got to do is go to ESPNLA.com. That's ESPNLA.com. Make sure to enter.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. The All-Star Friday night is coming, and you've got a chance to get into the Wiffle Ball Bash competition. But you got to be listening to Sliwa, and you got to listen to Travis, and Mason in Ireland, and me and Sedano, brother. But caller number 7, all week long, you're going to be in the Wiffle Ball Bash at All-Star Friday night. Roar!
Here each weekday, 1 to 4 p.m. You know what it's time for? What is this? It's time for Wheel of Questions. Producer Jorge, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it!
This is going to be a tough one for all of yous.
Okay.
All right. Remember the movie Titanic?
Sure.
All right. The ship has hit the iceberg.
Okay.
And it's going down. But you have a lifeboat.
Yes.
All
My
right?
own lifeboat?
There are 5 seats in the lifeboat.
Okay.
Assuming you take one,
Yep.
you can take 4 more people from the station
Oh.
and save them. But everyone else perishes, floats on the wood with Kate Winslet for about 5 minutes and then dies.
Yep.
Kate
All
Winslet
right.
kicks him off.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, for the purpose of this question, because what do they always say in that movie? Women and children first.
Correct.
Assume all the women
Oh, okay.
are off
'Cause I
safe.
was already thinking Emily,
Lindsay, Laura, Stephanie, all safe. They all got on a big boat.
So it's the whole station.
It's anyone who speaks on the air.
Anyone that speaks.
Okay.
Okay.
So you've
All right.
got if you save yourself,
Yep.
you've got 4 other spots.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Now I've given this some thought, so I'll go first while you guys are thinking
Okay.
about this. All right. So if I take 1 seat,
Yep.
I'm giving you one, Mace, because I'm selfish and I want the Mason and Ireland show
There
to
you
go
go.
on. All right. Bergman and Jorge, you guys are both safe because you have little kids. All right. I don't want
love
Riley
that.
to grow up without
Right.
or my taste. So now all of a sudden, I've only got 1 seat left.
Yeah.
And based on my theory, and this is cold, because based on my theory, like Slee's a young guy. Travis and Cappy have led full lives. I'm going Sedano for the same reason. He has little kids. He has Arya. He has Mateo.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't want to see any little kids grow through. But then I just wrote the death certificate for Travis, who I really like, for Cap, for Morales, for Michael. I left all those dudes. So I protect our show, plus Sedano, using the theory that the other three people other than you and I have little kids, and I'm protecting the little kids.
Right, okay.
All right, Bergman, who gets...
See, this is hard for me now. It's
Yeah,
a different
the kids
world
part
now.
Yeah,
makes
and
it
you now
super
are
nice.
overseeing all shows.
Right, so now I can't show favoritism at all.
Sure you can. Sure you better.
So, okay, so like to that, I was always going to go Jorge because of Maite, 4 years old, really young still, and needs.
But now,
needs a
okay, so
father.
now you have 3 seats left. You have you and Jorge are on the boat so far.
So I have you and Mason and Ireland on both of you are on here because if something ever happened to me, you are taking care of.
Yeah,
Riley.
we told you we'd send
You've
Riley
already
to
told
college.
me
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
This is a thing.
Yes.
Now maybe all these other people
Now,
would, but
okay,
you have told me.
Now
you
you only got 1 spot left.
I know this is where it gets really, really difficult because I love all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the easy way out here.
Which is?
I'm going to take Morales.
Why are you
talked on the
saving
air.
Morales?
Because he and I work together very well together, and we everything that goes on here we discuss.
Now,
I'm
I
going with
thought
Morales.
about Chris, but then I thought about he's lived a good full life.
That's what I think.
And
I think
has
Morales
no
has lived a full
dependents.
life. Yeah.
You know, if
Oh,
Chris
he's got
was,
dependents. We just don't know where they are.
and either does he.
Yeah.
All right, Jorge, who you saving?
Job security, keeping us 3 for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Us 3. And I'm taking Travis. Travis is my dude.
That's a good
nice guy.
answer.
Yeah,
So I'm
Travis
taking-
is-
Okay,
those are my
Mace,
4.
you're on the clock.
Well, I got to take you because I want to keep doing the show. I got to keep Jorge because he makes the show funny. I got to keep Bergman because he's always standing over there.
Now you only have 1 spot left.
And I say I'm going Cappy just because he will make it an entertaining trip.
It's true.
He's got 4 kids.
Well, but they're all grown.
They're grown.
They're
They are
all.
grown.
But Mason's idea is not insane because it would make it fun.
Yeah, you need some entertainment
Make life
while you're
fun.
sitting out
now,
in the middle of the
you
ocean.
guys aren't going to believe me.
Okay.
But if Travis made an impassioned plea to me along the lines of, look, I know my kids are grown now, but I really want to walk my daughter down the aisle.
Yep.
I really don't want to leave Susan in this
Sure,
rut.
sure.
I would give him my seat. I'm almost 60. I've had a run that's been unbelievable. If Travis begged me, I would say, you can have it.
You know, I'll be honest. I would go down with the ship, too. I'd give my seat to somebody else.
Would you
But wait
really,
a minute.
though?
would.
Who would be worthy of it? See, I like Travis so much that I would give it to him.
I'd-
You wouldn't give it to Morales.
I'd
You
give
wouldn't
it-
give it to Sedano.
No.
I would because I
wouldn't.
don't want to see the kids get
Yeah,
screwed.
I mean, the kids thing is a dynamic that makes this really difficult. It would not be Morales for sure. You know what would be good? I need somebody from our social media team to do Instagram
To take
from there. So
Yeah.
either,
Which one, though?
Either
Look,
Clue,
Cody
Carlo?
thinks it's him. He's already got his hand in the air.
Clue, D-Hawk, or P-Bell.
Not about Carlo?
Draw straws.
What about Carlo?
Oh, Carlo, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You're
Carlo's
knocking
such a
Carlo
Carlo
out?
just got
Social
married.
media.
Oh, we might have to make room
yeah.
for Carlo.
Yeah, and I mean he's going to have kids at some
All
point.
right,
You would
Greg.
assume.
Plus, who else is going
Greg,
to put
you're
pictures
still
on
on the
my
boat.
IG?
You're still on my
I'm just
life.
hanging-
boat.
I'm just hanging
Yeah,
it off.
You're kicking off the back so we can get Carlo on the boat.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm not going to let you die.
No,
All
no, no.
right?
But you'll still take care of Riley, so it's okay.
Right,
You can let
right.
me go. That's fine.
That's a hard question, though.
That is tough.
Or you could just be like Billy Zane and lie and jump in the boat.
See, I would totally go down. If I would never be the Billy Zane.
You'd never grab a kid you've never seen and say, she's all I have.
She's all I have. Yeah, Billy Zane. Awful. Awful. All right, so.
Oh, wait, I got a little bit something here. James Harden is, according to Shams Charania, James Harden is opting into his
Makes
$35.6
sense.
million
Yeah.
deal for next season in order for the 10-time All-Star and the 76ers to work together on a trade out of Philadelphia.
Oh, so they are going to trade him out
yes.
of Philly.
He opted in, so it's a sign-in trade.
Wow. Okay, let's figure this out.
Well, it's not a sign-in trade; it's an opt-in trade.
But
essentially.
Right.
No, but you're not
No,
wrong, Greg.
technically, Right.
Now
they're signing, right.
Now is the trade.
You can
this
sign
is
them
the
and then-
sign that now comes the trade.
Right.
Where's he going?
Houston. back to Houston.
I don't think so. I think they're getting Van Vliet. I think
They've got $80 million in salary cap
all right,
space.
I have a weird theory here.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
Hi, Siri.
Hi, Siri.
Turn off
What's
your
up?
phone.
What's the
Good
one,
afternoon.
What's the one team who has already shown they do not give a crap about going over the
Phoenix.
Harden to Phoenix?
Oh, that's a mess.
But see, the weird.
I mean, if you were to put
Harden,
You're gonna regret this.
your team would be Harden, Beal, Booker, KD. But they don't need. The problem is Philadelphia doesn't need DeAndre Ayton.
There's only one basketball. You don't need all of
Well,
those
yeah,
guys. They've elected to keep Ayton, apparently.
Yeah. So, where is he going?
Houston.
No, I don't think so. What does Houston have that Philly wants? But Daryl does know that Houston roster really well.
Knows it well.
Maybe to Atlanta for Trae Young?
Kyrie is saying that he's going to talk to the Suns.
Yeah, that's never happened.
I think that's Kyrie's agent trying to.
Well, but if you can trade Ayton, Ayton goes to Dallas.
That's fascinating.
So, if you look at it,
that's fascinating. Now, and by the way,
I've been saying $80 million. The Rockets have $60 million available. The next closest is San Antonio with $37 million in space.
Wemby and Harden.
Where would Harden go? Because I don't think Harden can be the one. He's got to go to a team where he isn't the one. I think he's got to go to a team. Yeah, wow, this is interesting.
This is going to be a good. I mean, this makes it an interesting start to the free agent season. Right now, there's one big name. We already assumed Damian Lillard is not going to move. Doesn't seem like. Do you got any sense that Damian Lillard is going to move?
I don't.
No.
I now, and by the way, the cool thing about this stuff's going to start trickling in over the next 48 to 72 hours.
Yeah.
It's Greg, do we have a show Monday on the 3rd?
Yes, we do.
Yes,
okay.
I'm on assignment, but yes, we do.
Oh, of course you're on assignment.
Greg, get Momo that day.
I think I do have Momo
That's going to be a monster day because it's everything's going to break over the weekend, and we're going to know what the Laker roster looks like on Monday morning. So that'll be a really fun show to do.
I'll tell you right now, you have Andy.
Okay.
Oh, Andy. Andy be good.
That's fine.
Lockdown Lakers, Andy. Yeah, that's good. There's a YouTube component.
All right, so now Woj has reported it's expected that Harden has played his last game in Philadelphia. So where's he going?
Houston.
You keep going with Houston.
I'm sticking with you. They got all that money under the cap, and he won an MVP there, right?
Yeah.
No, there's not a lot of cap space. San Antonio 37,
All
Indiana
right.
32,
Here's
Detroit
my
27.
Here's my next one.
Mm-hmm.
What about the Clippers?
Well, the Clippers are over the cap.
Correct.
Well, they're not going to re-sign
they
Norman
already
Powell.
and
The
Eric
Clippers
Gordon
are $67 million over the cap.
But look at what they have. A roster full of talent. Like you could
Covington,
conceivably
Powell,
put
Gordon.
Covington, Powell, Terrence Mann, all in that deal. And then all of a sudden you've got a team that has Harden, Kawhi, and Paul. That's where I think that might be happening.
If that happens, I'll say, fantastic. Make that happen. You go there. That's amazing.
All right, here's another one. How about this?
Okay.
They trade him to Portland for Dame, and in addition to Harden, who's only on a one-year deal, you could get one of those other Philly guys like Tyrese Maxey or somebody.
They're trying to get rid of Tobias Harris, it seems like.
Yeah,
That could be a good
Tobias
one.
Harris is
I'm
really not happy
fascinated to see where this goes.
All in the next 25 hours.
Yeah, somebody just
26
tweeted, and this makes sense to me. If Harden was going to Houston, he wouldn't have opted in. He would have wanted a new deal, wouldn't he?
Why would you opt in unless you think that money's not there for you? Maybe $35 million.
All right, here it is,
worth.
Shams.
Yep.
Harden working on a trade out of Philadelphia with the Los Angeles Clippers.
How is that allowed out? It's not even till tomorrow at 3.
I told you, Greg.
just
Adam
so
Silver looks the other way.
It's just so
The
dumb.
Clippers.
Woj says the Clippers and Knicks are expected to be among the teams that will engage the Sixers. But the Knicks already have Jalen Brunson.
Right.
So are you going to get Harden and not give him the ball?
Wow, the Clippers.
Yeah, the Clippers make sense to me.
Yeah.
Going into a new building, Kawhi and Paul
Talent to
George
make
are
a deal.
unreliable. They wouldn't put Paul George in the trade, would they? I don't think they would.
Oh, maybe.
I don't think they would.
They were talking about trading Paul George for a little while now.
Yeah, they did.
All right, well, I mean, stay
That's-
tuned. Don't
that's
turn the radio off
possibility,
because
yeah.
all this stuff is fluid.
Yep.
Shouldn't they change this, though? Like, why even have this whole period where it starts at 3 o'clock on
It should just
Friday?
be one
Just
long,
open it up.
continuous free
Yeah.
agent
Well, isn't
season.
it already opened up?
It is, but
Yeah.
why make it a thing?
Yeah,
So-
why is tomorrow at 3 o'clock like a thing? Why don't you just begin signing free agents, even going back to the NBA draft, which will affect the way you actually draft?
The finals end, boom, open.
Boom, over.
Open.
Open season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. Ireland, you in
ridiculous.
agreement? You with us?
What's your proposal?
The proposal is as soon as the conference final, or as soon as the NBA finals are over, free agency is open.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Draft, free agency, just let it rip.
Well, yeah, you got to have the
I'm gonna
draft
call Adam
first,
Silver.
right?
Right. Or could you sign
Yeah,
somebody?
people have argued that you should put free agency before the draft.
Right, because then you'll figure out, I need to draft this guy as opposed to that guy. Hello?
Calling
Yes.
Adam Silver. Right fast.
Calling
There
Adam
you go.
Silver. Adam, Mace. I do want to get Sliwa on today. What's the story with Sliwa?
He's out to lunch right now.
Okay.
I can't
wanna
get
get
him.
him
Well, why do
on
you want to get him? Oh, to make a trade?
to propose that trade?
Ooh,
What
he'll
trade?
come back. I'm gonna
Momo
text
for
him.
Matt Burke.
That is the most lopsided trade of all time. He's not going to do that.
Oh, I
you gotta,
know. He's
no. You
he's-
gotta
I've got
make
him
it.
engaged on Momo.
No, I think what you do is you give
I
him.
could trade Lindsay again.
Just
You're
go.
such a
I
jerk.
just love that joke. I'm sorry. I love it. It's probably not fair and all that.
Yeah. I think you would have to give Momo and Clinton
For Burke,
for Burke and maybe
Briones.
yeah, he might do that.
Although Clinton, how are we going to stretch without Clinton on our team?
He loves that joke, by the
my-
way. Just
does
letting
he-
you know.
does
Yeah.
he love that book?
It's his favorite.
Is it his favorite
It's his
joke?
favorite. So he's on your team.
From the
and he
Handsome
loves
Man
that joke.
Club?
Community, sure.
Community, yeah. Big CY in the sky. All right, it is 2 o'clock call of the day. Now, I got to be honest, John. Yesterday's 2 o'clock call of the day
Sucked.
was terrible.
Okay.
It was terrible.
Well, you
I
know,
think-
Bergman's just looking for a reason to kill it. So you guys better step up today.
I answer him.
I still think
What a fortunate moment we find ourselves in.
whenever we go to the 2 o'clock call of the day, now there is a ton of stuff going on today. We've laid out a bunch, and we're looking for a great phone call on anything that we've been talking about or anything else. 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-ESPN. The 2 o'clock call of the day.
What a fortunate moment we find ourselves in.
That's right. We'll do your calls coming up next. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, we did this yesterday. We do it again. Combat poker at the Commerce Casino. You got to be a part of this. So it's free to enter. The top 18 advance to the second round. I'd probably be top 300, but that's okay. That's just me. Top 18 advance to the second round. Chance to win $10,000. All you got to do is go to ESPNLA.com. That's ESPNLA.com. Make sure to enter.
Shohei Ohtani to the Dodgers, dream or likely?
I hope he comes soon.
You know, he's the Babe Ruth of our day, right? The pitching and the hitting together. Some people think that the Dodgers didn't make a lot of moves in the offseason because they were saving budget for possibly trying to take a shot at Ohtani. I think one of the things that people don't understand about the organization is they're involved in every negotiation. Just because you don't cross the finish line with somebody and sign them doesn't mean you didn't make offers or went out there looking to get the guys. They're making an evaluation between the length of the contract, how much it's going to cost, how it fits their roster, how does it fit their roster this year, and how does it fit their roster for the next 10 years. I think Shohei's abilities and his contract will possibly fit the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think they'll make a good run at it.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. The All-Star Friday night is coming, and you've got a chance to get into the Wiffle Ball Bash competition. But you got to be listening to Sliwa, and you got to listen to Travis and Mason in Ireland, and me and Sedano, brother. But caller number 7, all week long, you're going to be in the Wiffle Ball Bash at All-Star Friday night. Roar!
Radio station. And it is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN, the OGs of LA Sports Radio. We're here each weekday, 1 to 4 p.m. for your afternoon. Sandwiched between Travis and Sliwa and Sonato and Cap. Mason and Ireland continues now.
2 o'clock call of the daytime. We should let you know that the Lakers have decided not to pick up the option on Malik Beasley and will not pick up the option on Mo Bamba either. That's the news of the day. Not a surprise in either case.
How about this?
Yeah.
According to Jake Fisher, the Clippers have approached Philly about trading for both James Harden and Tobias Harris. So they might be getting both of them.
Wow.
So there's a shakeup coming. There's a shakeup coming. Stay tuned, folks. This stuff's all trickling in.
Tobias Harris not a fan of being in Philly.
Trade speculation, casual Sixers fans, they'll trade me for a crumble cookie.
Trade you for a crumble cookie.
Well, remember, he was here once before, Tobias Harris, playing for the Clippers, and he played well. So let's see where this goes. But the Clippers might have a vastly different roster.
All right.
By the end of the day.
It is 2 o'clock call of the daytime, and we're going to go to Billy in Torrance. Billy, you're on 710. Don't ask us how we're doing.
Mace, I got a problem with you.
Okay, bring it on.
You claim to be a little bit of a baseball fan, right?
I am a big baseball fan, yes.
Well, I'll put Bergman in this category, too. Tell me what the best baseball played in the world is.
What do you mean?
The best
Little League, majors, international. What's the best?
What do you mean by best?
No, I think what you're asking, the major leagues is where all the best players eventually end up.
Yeah.
Like if you took a team from the major leagues. You think about it, would have all the best players in the
Right,
world
and
on
I mean,
it, Billy.
players like Shohei migrate to Major League Baseball, so I think there's no
That
question
kid who
of
threw
Major
the
League
perfect game
Baseball.
last night's from the Dominican Republic. They all end up here eventually.
But that's not what I asked.
Okay.
I
What-
know
we
the
don't
best players
understand-
are what the best game is.
We don't understand what you asked.
What do you mean by best?
He means like, is it best in Japan? Is it best in Little League? Is it best in Major League Baseball? Where is it the
Thank
best
you, Bergman.
in the Dominican Republic?
Yeah, Billy, I still don't understand what you're
Yeah,
asking.
no, I mean, to me, there's
Okay,
no question it's Major League Baseball.
Well, I'll just tell you what it is. It's college baseball.
Okay.
Why?
The reason that college baseball is the best game is because you're not tuning in to see Shohei Ohtani or Mike Trout or any of the other superstars. You're tuning in to watch baseball, just baseball. And it's the purest game because it's a team sport.
Right.
And that's one place where all you do is watch a team play a game. And it's played the right way, other than the aluminum bats.
Right.
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 But I didn't hear, as a big baseball guy, I didn't hear any of your coverage of the College World Series.
Oh, you missed it? Remember we did that College Baseball World Series
Yeah,
preview
we
show?
talked about LSU all the
We
time.
broke down every team. No, we don't do college baseball, unfortunately. We can't do everything, Billy.
Well, and Billy, if you want to take...
No, I know, not the whole thing, but when a guy from what was it, Stanford threw 153 pitches or something in a game?
Yeah, so
you guys cover that?
So, Billy, based on your theory, should we do more coverage of the Little League World Series? Should we do more coverage of the softball World Series?
Not softball because that's a different sport. It's not baseball.
Yeah,
right.
But yeah, I'd like to hear you talk about the Little League World Series. But
Okay.
I think the college is a lot more pertinent because these are highly skilled players.
Sure.
The Little Leagues, the guys go in there and they make errors, which makes it fun. But why can't we talk about these guys who are going to be next superstars?
Yeah, no,
these are guys that are going to end up in the majors with all the superstars you talked about earlier.
Billy, but number one, I disagree with your theory. If they were that good, they'd already be in the major leagues. The best players in the world go to college for maybe a year or don't go at all.
Don't go at all. That is true.
And so if you're the best at what you do, you're identified when you're in high school. And they throw so much money at you that you can't go to college.
Hey, Billy, thank you for a good call. Interesting call.
Yeah, I just disagree with him.
Yeah, I do too.
David Mars says this is by far the worst 2:00 call ever.
Oh, come on.
You're going to regret this.
Just because Twitter says it doesn't
I'm
mean
just
it's
reading
real.
off. Robert Wilkins says,
Oh
let's
my
take a 2:00
God.
call today about last night's Guardians-Royals game. It was a thriller.
We didn't do that. We
No,
didn't
we
talk
didn't.
about
No,
that.
I know, but that's what he thinks we should
did our
talk about.
college baseball tribute.
Yes.
Talk about the Padres imploding yesterday.
Today. They imploded today.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, did they
They were up
already implode?
4-1 in the 7th inning and lost 8-4.
Oh, that's so awesome.
By the way, they
so
have
much
to.
fun to
They
see the
have to
Padres
sell
lose.
at the trade deadline, right? They just can't. They're the third highest payroll in the major leagues.
Yeah. By the way, this concludes college baseball. Time.
Yeah. But that.
Yeah, I got something interesting on the Padres. Do you realize that remember they put that crying meme up after Clayton Kershaw lost a game down at Petco Park?
Right.
Okay. Since that time, the Padres have absolutely gone into the toilet. I'm trying to find the exact record they had. Do you have it in front of you, Bergman?
So after the loss today, it's 20-28. Actually, they lost last night, so it's 20-29
since mocking Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, and they're 0-5 against the Dodgers in that time.
They just don't. They don't have a lot of. I mean, the guys they're paying max contracts to don't have a lot of World Series experience. I guess Bogarts does, but nobody else does.
But here's the thing.
I mean, Machado. I wouldn't want Machado for any amount of money. I think he's a. I mean, he's a clubhouse cancer.
Yeah, I'm not a big Machado fan at all. I will say that just because you win the press conference does not mean you win the season. That was true of the Mets. That's true of the Padres. That's true of the Phillies. All $1 billion in payroll commitments, and none of them likely to be playoff teams right now.
The Phillies are close. They've actually been one of the hottest teams in baseball over the last
Have they?
20-some games. So they're close, but they're still not there yet.
Yeah, they're not there. They're not there. Just because you put a bunch of stars. That's why I look at Phoenix. I'm like, boy, they do have a lot of stars. But you never know what it's going to add up to.
Well, and they got to figure out a way to play defense.
Yeah, I mean, they got to play defense, and they got to figure out a way for that thing to come together. Now they got
the
an
thing that will help
season.
them is that Frank Vogel is a really good defensive coach. So that will. I mean, they're gonna. He's not gonna sit there and not let him play defense.
Right.
But, there's a lot of big egos on that roster.
Yeah, there are. And I'm glad to see them struggle. I'm glad to see the Mets struggle. You can't buy a World Series championship. This is the bottom line. You cannot buy a World Series. It just doesn't happen.
Hey, let me ask you something about that perfect game last night. Domingo Germán, the guy who threw it.
Yep.
You guys know about his past?
No.
Greg, do you?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay. He received the largest suspension at the time ever for domestic violence. 81 game suspension. He's 30.
Yeah.
He's been in the league for a while. 81 game suspension for hitting his girlfriend. And now, here we are 2-3 years later. Throws a perfect game, and you guys who watch more baseball than anybody I know had no idea of that.
No.
All right? Does that bode well for Trevor Bauer? In other words, if this guy can come back from an 81-game suspension. By the way, Bauer's suspension dwarfed him. So now Bauer
is the biggest suspension,
has been more suspended than anybody else. But this guy was suspended literally for half a season for domestic violence. And it's not even coming up as this thing gets covered. It's not in any of the stories. It didn't get mentioned last night on the MLB Network. So does time heal all wounds? In other words, 3 years from now, can Trevor Bauer get back to the major leagues, or is he just done?
See that? So I'm reading the Domingo Germán story now, and it happened in a very public way.
Right at a team function.
At a team function, yeah.
In front of his bosses, he hit her.
Yeah. Why don't we know this?
It's because
I don't even remember it.
And now he's throwing a perfect game. And we're recognizing him for that. It's only the
24th.
It's the first one in 11 years.
Yeah.
The last one was in 2012.
Yep.
And it's kind of, he served his time. Let him have his moment.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with. But Trevor Bauer is eventually going to try and get back into the big leagues. I think all of us think it's not happening. But maybe this is the roadmap. Maybe this is how he gets back in.
The different thing with Trevor Bauer is that it was just so ugly.
Right. Well, Germán's wasn't as ugly, but it was still 81 games worth of a suspension.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball thought it was ugly enough to knock him out for half a season.
Sure.
And by the way, in that suspension, it took him out of spring training. He wasn't even allowed to go down and pitch in spring training games.
Yeah, the event happened in 2019.
And here we are, 2023, 4 years later, and all's forgiven.
Yeah, he was reinstated October 6, 2020. Couldn't pitch in the postseason, issued a statement, blah, blah, blah. Went through rehab, not rehab or re-education or whatever they call that.
Right, he did what they asked him to do, and he came
rules.
back.
Yeah.
And I think most Dodger fans hear the name Trevor Bauer, they want nothing to do with him. So I don't think it'll be here.
It definitely will not be here.
But we were talking last week about could we trade for Aroldis Chapman, who the Dodgers passed on because he had domestic violence issues.
But that's going on like a decade old.
Right. So I'm saying you can come back from it.
Yeah. No, you can. In time, you can. All right, let me see here. Something's making a comeback, John. And it might help get a girlfriend or a boyfriend. We'll do that coming up next.
Hear that, Bergman?
Ireland. Yeah, listen, Bergman. This is
I'm
a
good.
tease for you. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN. If you want to sit in a suite with me and Bergman and Jacob and Ronnie at LAFC, what you got to do is listen to Mason and Ireland today and figure out what I'm lying about. Now, if you can figure out the lie of the day and call in at 3:30, you got a pair of suite passes to sit with us at LAFC at BMO Stadium. Plus, you qualify to win the grand prize, which is to go down on the field and hold the American flag for the Star Spangled Banner at LAFC that night. So big deal. Pay attention for the lie of the day. Call at 3:30 for your chance to win.
ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the number one most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The number one most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
So Bergman and me went out and got some drinks last night, a drink or three.
It was good.
It was good. I don't know what the hell we were drinking.
I don't know. They just brought it to us, and we just
kind of
drank it.
rum concoction.
Yeah, it's delicious.
It was delicious. We had the flamin' cheese, the Saganaki, the flamin' cheese.
Don't even know what that is.
Oh, really? So they bring out a pan, and they've got a hunk of cheese in it, and then they put oil all over it. Then they light it on fire, and everybody yells, "Opa!"
Why not?
It was fun.
That's what I say.
I think you'd like it, John.
Yeah, I think you'd like it too.
And then we had some dips.
We had some dips. Now, here's the thing. Did we accomplish anything last night? Did we
was that the goal, to accomplish something?
Was there some sort of action plan that comes out of this?
No, it had nothing to do with work. It was just hanging out. I hung out with everybody, so I felt like it was just hanging out.
Now, have you checked all the boxes, Greg, or do you still have people
on the
to go?
hosts, yes, but like I haven't gone out with Jorge yet, even though we've been out plenty of times.
Yeah,
I haven't gone out with everybody yet, so no, not everybody.
But everybody, all the hosts.
Yeah, all the main six.
That's
yes.
impressive.
Yes, I've gone out with everyone.
That's impressive.
The last time we went out, somebody paid the tab.
That's right. That's right. Who did you have the most fun? Well, you played golf with Ireland.
I guarantee you the answer is the person you had the most fun with was me, because you won all the money.
I won all the money, and I played, and it was
And you played well.
And I played well, yeah. And I got the bug.
Did he get to meet anybody famous?
The guy that made Quibi.
Oh, Craig Curlin. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Quibi? Yeah.
He was the first guy in on Quibi and the last guy out. He's got a lot of good stories.
You want to be the first one out of Quibi.
But they paid him the whole time. But boy, it's sad the way that thing.
People may not even remember Quibi.
Yeah, the way that thing crumbled
so fast.
Yeah.
So
it was fun. It was fun with Travis.
Yeah.
We had a good time. We went to a baseball game, so we just sat there and we saw Ohtani. Yeah, saw Ohtani. So that was a lot of fun. Everyone else was like dinner. I watched the NBA Finals with Sedano.
Sedano, right?
Went just to dinner with Sliwa and Cappy.
But where else did you get flamin' cheese?
Nowhere else.
There you go.
Exactly right. Opa!
Hey,
Opa!
Speaking of Ohtani, I was listening to a podcast, and Tim Kirkchin was on it.
Sure.
And he says the dilemma facing the Angels is the toughest decision in the history of Major League Baseball.
In the history of Major League Baseball?
And his point is this. He said, you absolutely cannot, if you're the Angels, let this guy walk away for nothing. So you have to trade him. On the other hand, he's so good that if you trade him, you ruin any chance you have to go to the postseason and alienate your fan base, so you can't trade him. He said, for that reason, you can't not trade him, and you can't trade him. It's an impossible conundrum.
It is. It's very difficult.
How do you solve it?
Yeah.
And they asked, the people asking Kirkshin said, well, what would you do? And he said, I have absolutely no idea. He goes, there's some decisions that you can't lose. With this one, you can't win.
Right.
He says, because when you trade him, if that's the route you elect to go, you'll never get full value for him.
Yeah.
And if you don't trade him and he walks away for nothing, it's negligence.
Yes.
So what do you do?
Well, what percentage chance do you think they don't trade him?
I now believe, after talking to a lot of people, and I was in Orange County on Monday night for a relevant week, a lot of Angel fans, some Angel people there.
Yep.
They are not trading him.
Yep, 100%.
I would be
0% chance of a trade.
Well, I wouldn't say 0, because if somebody comes in with an unbelievable offer, but I would say 99%.
Right.
I don't think they're trading him. But here's the problem. Greg, look this up. If the season ended today,
they're a half game out of the wild card.
They're not in.
Yeah, they're a half game out.
So if they go on a slide, like right now they're playing in Anaheim on a getaway day, they're playing the White Sox, and the White Sox are winning. So every game becomes critical.
Yep.
And if it's July 31st and you're 8 games out.
Well, if you're 8 games out, that's a different story than if you're right in the middle of it.
What if you're 5 out? I'm trying to make this as hard as possible.
Really tough call. If you're 5 games out and you get to the trade deadline and you've got Shohei Ohtani.
And keep in mind, you're 5 games out of the wild card, because the Rangers are going to win the division.
And the third one. If you're 5 games out, I would trade him.
Yeah. I've said all along, Greg, I think you're with me, that I would trade him. I would have traded him a long time ago. But now I see the other side that, I mean, like 2 nights ago, he struck out 10. He was pitching.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
And hit 2 home runs.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the best player ever.
Yeah, in history. Without question.
And how do you trade the best player ever?
Here's what I think when I look at him. I think, all right, so if you can get to the playoffs, you have got the best player in the universe.
And you could ride him.
Who could pitch 1, 4, and 7 in a series.
Or 1, 3, and 5.
1, 3, and 5. I mean, that guy
you can't really go 1, 3, and 5.
Well, you can go 1 and 4.
Yeah, you can go 1, 4. That's about as best you can do.
Yeah, 1, 4. And
But, Greg, you and I have been proponents of should have traded him a year ago, blah, blah, blah. But now, let's make it hard on me and you. Let's say we decide, okay, we can't let him walk. But the trade offers we get now are so watered down.
They're going to be.
And correct. And so not worth what he's worth.
Right.
That we just can't stomach it. Then do we just ride it out?
You have to ride it out. I think that's why I think what's going to happen is they're going to ride it out, because they have to. No matter what, they could be 15 games out, and you can't trade them because it doesn't matter. Like, you're not going to get the value for him because
you will still
don't
get
know
a lot of value because he can tilt an entire pennant race.
So you might get some value, but you're only having him for literally a month and a half.
Well, one thing you
2 months.
The one thing you could do is if a team like was desperate, like the Mets and the Padres are now desperate.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like either one of them are going to make the postseason.
No. So I think they're out on Ohtani for this year.
They're probably both sellers, but if they're trying to save the season,
right?
And Greg, because he would be worth this. If one of those teams gave you their top 6 prospects, 1 through 6, just said, we're going to mortgage the future for this guy, we have to consider it, right?
I mean, you have to, but why would the Angels then they're taking prospects for him now? What if none of those prospects make it?
I know. That's why Kirkshin's right. It's the hardest decision in the history of baseball.
Here's what's scary. What if somebody like Arizona or San Francisco do it? And by the way, San Francisco's been rumored to be a suitor.
And think about it. San Francisco, anytime you've gone to San Francisco, I go all the time.
Yeah.
Very heavy Asian community.
Huge Asian community.
He'd be welcome there with open arms. Same thing with Seattle.
Yeah.
But anybody that trades for him, right now is going to have to give up major league talent.
Right.
And so they're going to break up a team that's playing really well to bring in Ohtani.
To bring in the greatest player in the history of the game.
I agree, but you're also cutting off a lot of that team that's just gelled so well together for this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a push and pull on that whole thing.
And we all know Artie Moreno has a huge ego.
Well,
he may just not trade him because he doesn't want that on his resume. I'm the guy who traded Ohtani.
That's more likely.
And then he just blames it on Shohei when he leaves.
Yeah.
Wasn't me. I offered him a max deal.
Yep.
By the way,
there is such a thing as a max deal in baseball. There's not.
So I was talking to a couple guys about this yesterday. So Michael Thompson's made the argument that if he was on the free agent market, he'd be worth $40 million a year as a hitter, and he'd be worth $40 million a year as a pitcher. So why is he not worth $80 million? And I think the answer to that is it's too much money to give one guy.
Correct.
But
do you want a third of your payroll to be Shohei Ohtani?
Correct. But I think a number that starts with a 6 isn't out of the question.
Oh, 100%. It's the number starts with at least a 6.
7?
Not impossible.
I agree with you.
I think it's that 600-700. Look, we're talking about 6 or 7 million. 600 or 700 million.
Yeah, like if they announced if he goes to market, and next year one of the big market teams like the Dodgers says we have signed Shohei Ohtani for 10 years, $700 million. I wouldn't say that's ridiculous. I wouldn't say that's over the top.
I don't think I would either. Would you, Bergman? $700 million.
No, of course not, because it's not that much different than what anything else is. There's not really a number that I'd be like, no, I'm out.
You would $800 million.
I would not be out on it. A lot of people are saying this. It's just I don't think that he's worth so much, and you're getting 2 guys. You're getting 2 guys for the price of 1. I mean,
and who arguably are the best at their positions.
Yes, you're getting a top 5, maybe top 10 pitcher and a top 1 hitter. I mean,
it is.
You're getting
in
2
terms
things.
of like what we do.
Yep.
It is the most fascinating sports question I think we've ever tried to tackle.
Yeah.
I don't know what the right answer is. I don't know what the money should be. If you and I have always said how much we'd love to run a baseball team.
Yes.
You've always said that your dream job is to be a GM.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm the owner.
Mm-hmm.
You're the GM. He goes to market, and you want to sign him. What's the number you're asking me to cut as the owner? What do you want to offer?
$700 million.
It's so much money.
Yeah, I that's what it's going to take. $600 million has been
$600 million. He doesn't say yes on the spot.
Correct.
$700 million. He might.
Bam.
Yeah,
You've got
$700 million.
Shohei
He might.
That's so much money.
Look, if it's $700 million, if he comes to you and he says, "All right, this is done. I'm not going to even talk to any other team. $800 million right now. I sign." You're going to say no?
That's a great question.
It's really tough.
You're not. You're going to think, "All right, fine. Let's do this. Here's the contract."
All right. Go to break. I'm going to take this call because it's got breaking news written all over.
Oh, okay, good. We'll do that coming up next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN. Hey.
Shohei Ohtani to the Dodgers, dream or likely?
I hope he comes in.
He's the Babe Ruth of our day, right? The pitching and the hitting together. Some people think that the Dodgers didn't make a lot of moves in the offseason because they were saving budget for possibly trying to take a shot at Ohtani. I think one of the things that people don't understand about the organization is they're involved in every negotiation. Just because you don't cross the finish line with somebody and sign them doesn't mean you didn't make offers or weren't out there looking to get the guys. They're making an evaluation between the length of the contract, how much it's going to cost, how it fits their roster, how does it fit their roster this year, and how does it fit their roster for the next 10 years. I think Shohei's abilities and his contract will possibly fit the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think they'll make a good run at it.
of LA Sports Radio. We're here each weekday, 1 to 4 p.m. for your afternoon. Sandwich between Travis and Sliwa and Sonato and Cap. Mason and Ireland continues now.
So if you're just tuning in, amongst the stuff that has happened, or among the stuff, I don't know, it's among.
Amongst,
anyway,
I think is a good
amongst
word.
The stuff. The Lakers have declined the options of both Malik Beasley and Mo Bamba. We know that James Harden picked up his option in Philadelphia, and he is now going to be traded somewhere amongst the cities. Houston is possible.
I just talked to somebody who is very connected in the NBA.
Yep.
I can't say who.
Okay.
And I'm now convinced James Harden is coming to the Clippers.
Convinced?
Convinced. Wow. It's not official. I'm not reporting it.
No.
Obviously, I don't know.
Yep.
But after talking to this guy, I think that's where this is heading. And I don't know who will be involved. I think it's going to involve a lot of expiring contracts because we know Daryl Morey, and Daryl is always looking to get flexibility.
And expiring contracts are tradable, extremely tradable.
And they have a bunch, the Clippers. They have Robert Covington. They have Marcus Morris. They have, if you look at the Clippers' contracts, that's where this appears to be heading. Now, is it done? No. But I think we're going to get a trade announcement some point in the next 72 hours that James Harden's coming to the Clippers.
Wow, so think about that. Harden, Paul George, and Kawhi. If everybody's healthy, that's a real big three.
Yeah, and by the way, Harden has won more playoff games than anyone ever not to win a title. You know, or anyone currently not to win a title.
Yeah.
So that he's 34. He obviously wouldn't have to be the best player on the team with Kawhi and Paul George on that team, but they will be loaded. And that sets them up to go into the Intuit Dome, their new building, in a couple of years.
Yeah.
So this year they're going to play at Crypto.com Arena, and then the year after that they go into the Intuit Dome. And I now believe, after talking to a couple of people during that break, that that's where this is heading. I think he's going to the Clippers.
Have you driven by the Intuit Dome?
No.
It is so big. Have you guys driven by it?
I haven't been there in a little while, but it doesn't
so
look done.
Big.
It's not even done.
No, it's not even done, and it's gigantic. It's gigantic. It's really crazy.
It has a ton of toilets, too.
Yeah, a lot of toilets. A lot of toilets at that place. No question.
Toilets!
Right, so I promised this, and I want to get to it. The dating trend that's making a comeback is speed dating. Now, I have been speed dating. I'm sure most people are familiar with this. It's
the only reference I have to speed dating is in the movie Hitch. Remember when he goes to the speed dating thing?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you've actually done it.
I've done it, and
so explain what it is. How does it work?
So everybody's kind of got their own table. And you go from table to table to table, and you have quick conversations with people and say, yeah, it's on. No, it's not on. When I went speed dating, it was on with like 3 people. I was like, cool. You guys are all pretty good. Bergman, have you ever speed dated?
So not that type of speed dating, but Bumble, I used to at least. I haven't been on apps in a while, but Bumble used to have a thing where every Thursday you would do a speed dating on the app.
Oh, okay.
So you would have...
So you'd be texting, or would you be FaceTiming?
For 2 minutes. No, texting for 2 minutes, and then at the end of it, you have to decide, yes, I want to continue talking, or no, I don't.
Mace, when you did it, you did it in person.
And by the way, that's the thing about it is, when you see somebody in person, it's different than reading their text messages. Like, you can sit down with somebody and know almost instantly, oh, yeah, it's on, or no, it's not on. Isn't that the way it is for you, Bergman?
No, not really that
easy. You meet somebody, and it's like...
Well, you have to have some type of basic attraction.
Yes, there has to be some type of attraction, yes.
We're into it, or we're not into it.
But we don't get that whole... It doesn't work like that in this world.
You don't think like that?
No, I wish it did work that way.
I think like that. I think, yeah, it's on, or no, it's not on.
I swear, I wish that was the best way. It would be amazing.
Here, there's not something here. It's not. To me,
no, you got to give them multiple chances, like at least 2 chances.
How long did you have with each, for lack of a better term, contestant?
Yeah, 2 minutes.
So take me through it. I sit down, you sit down. Yep. Let's say you talk first. What do you say?
Yeah. Hey, so what's your story?
I'm single. I'm 25. I grew up in Orange County.
Yeah.
And now I'm living in L.A. I'm a sportscaster, and I'm looking for love.
So you're a sportscaster. What sports do you cover?
I do a radio show where we talk about everything, and I work for the Lakers.
Okay, now you're supposed to. There's a back and forth here, so you're supposed to ask me.
How about you? What? Tell me about you.
I'm the number one talk show host in Los Angeles.
How have we never met?
And I'm single. And
well, you're the number one sports talk show host in Los Angeles.
Yes.
I'm friends with Petros. He says he's number one. Who's lying?
Oh, him. He's lying. Yeah, and you go back, you joke a little bit, you get a little, and then you're like, see, I think when you sit down with somebody,
Since we only have 2 minutes, let's talk about deal breakers.
Okay, deal breakers.
Deal breaker for me, do you smoke?
No.
Okay, good. Would you ever?
Never. Well.
Wait, you don't smoke anything?
Oh, no, it's true. I do smoke weed.
All right.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a bunch of smoke. All right. Yeah. Let's just talk about the weather because you're out.
Yeah, right, exactly. Right. No, I would say, do you use cannabis? And you would say,
yeah, it helps me sleep.
I would say, let's go get stoned.
Can we do gummies?
Yeah,
I hate smoke.
Gummies it is.
Okay.
Gummies
we're leaving. We need 2 open seats here.
Yeah, and a hotel room. All right.
Now, when you... Oh, Slee's here.
In the ghetto.
Yeah.
Hotel room in the ghetto.
All right, so wait a minute. We may have breaking news of our own. We're talking about all these trades.
Yes.
How come nothing happened during our show?
Well, I now
nothing.
But by the way, Slee, I've been talking to people during the breaks. I think James Harden's coming to the Clippers. I don't know it, but I think it. So keep an eye on that. Tomorrow, are you working tomorrow? You doing your show tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now, Mace would like to execute a trade.
Yes.
Because this is the last day. Mace, what is your proposal to Slee?
Don't fill him with a bunch of...
I will not. I'm not. I'm just the arbiter.
Set this up real quick?
Yeah, please do.
I got a text last night.
Okay.
Because, as manager, I'm sure you're getting plenty of texts all day.
24 hours a day.
It's
they
ridiculous.
Could come at any moment. I'm on my phone constantly.
It's ridiculous, the stress that goes into this. Matt Burke sent me a text at 10:30.
Yeah.
And he said, actually...
Matt Burke is one of our MCs, one of our salespeople.
Yeah.
Hit a home run for my team last year.
And good athlete, former college football player.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good attitude, too.
He does have a positive attitude, yeah.
He said, listening back to the show, am honored to be in the conversation of being traded for Momo. Okay?
There you go.
Honored. But let's not forget the defensive presence I bring in the outfield along with the bat can be the Mike Trout to Kirk's Ohtani.
Look, this is just business. It's what I always say. When you're dealing with just business, it's nothing personal.
Make Slee an offer.
Okay. I am off. Well, let's try this one first. Momo straight up for Matt Burke. You need a pitcher.
Momo straight up for Matt Burke.
Yep.
I drafted Matt Burke at number 6 for a reason.
And I drafted Momo at number 9 for a reason. Oh, yeah, for a different reason, yeah.
All right, so, Slee, is that a no?
Matt Burke hit a home run last year.
He did.
Matt Burke is giving me the most confidence. He was in the batting cage this morning.
No.
He was in the batting cage this morning.
He's really going hard.
All right, let me try and
he's
speed
all in
this
on
up.
this.
Is there a package Mace could present that could get him Matt Burke?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, make him an offer.
I know where you're going to go.
All right,
I'm
Slee,
not trading Ron Mitchell.
What could if
he wants me to trade Matt? Tell me.
Mace, you got to do that.
Okay.
No.
Okay, listen. Let me just at least present this.
Okay.
You have pitching. Pitching is not the issue.
Pitcher.
No, you have pitchers.
Two pitchers.
Yeah, pitchers.
Right.
Matt Burke is on the board if Ron Mitchell is coming back my way. Matt Burke is on the board.
Do it.
Straight up, Ron Mitchell for Matt Burke.
Oh, my gosh. Ron's a good player, but he's not Matt. Ron is... Okay, Ohtani is a pitcher and a hitter.
Yeah.
Matt Burke can do everything. He's a 5-tool player. Ron's just a really good pitcher.
Ron is untouchable.
Oh, you idiot!
I took him.
How much did I bet on your team, Bergman?
You didn't bet on the team. You bet on Mace not hitting a home run.
Oh yeah. Now I want to bet on your team.
Oh, okay.
$10,000 on your team.
How about the?
I reserve the right to change it if they make a trade.
How about the big CY for Matt Burke?
No, tickets in.
Clinton Yates for Matt Burke. So I played with Yates last year.
Yes.
We stretched out.
Stretched out.
We did everything.
Did you join the Society of Handsome People?
I did not. I
Okay.
was assistant manager for that.
Assistant manager.
My quads felt good.
Good.
Everything felt
Sure.
good.
Loose and ready to go.
I would keep Matt Burke.
Mace,
I'm gonna keep
you
Matt
got to
Burke.
do is off. You got to go back, revisit that Ron Mitchell for Matt
listen.
Burke straight
I'm
up.
just. I'm gonna do this. Okay. Just because I like you.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, here it
Thanks.
comes.
Because I like
Thanks.
you.
Yeah,
Okay?
right.
What time is it right now? About 2:40.
2:40 on the dot.
3 o'clock. Matt Burke, Ron Mitchell on the board. At 3, it's over. We have deadlines too.
Okay. That's
so
good. It's
you
fair
have
deal.
some time to think about it. You could have the conversation amongst everybody else here. That's where I'm sitting right now.
That is an incredibly generous offer from Slee. That's
what I'm
incredibly
willing to do.
generous.
Third overall pick.
You took him high.
I did, but
You took him very high.
Kirk Morrison, 0 for 1 lifetime against. He's the only guy that got Kirk Morrison out.
If you make this trade,
yep,
I would not bet against your team. If you don't make this trade, I'm betting against your team. That's how.
What do you
You got some time.
Bergman, your opinion of this trade?
By the way, I have both of those
I
guys
think-
on my team. I don't know if they like me for this or if they hate me for this.
Right.
So
Just business.
I
It's just
think
business.
that
business.
you always want to go with the bat.
So you would do it.
Jorge, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm with Bergman. Go with the bat.
So all three of us think you should take this trade. I think Slee's being incredibly generous. If I was Slee, I would have added a throw in. I would have said, I'll give you if you're getting Matt Burke.
Throw in Briones?
Yeah. I would have gotten you a second guy. But
No,
the offer is on the table.
Yeah, the only problem with the throw-in is just the salary cap that we have. And
Yeah,
you know how,
right,
because
right,
you got
cap.
the apron.
All
Yeah.
right.
But
So you want
Jorge's got a team option, so it's okay.
All right. So you have now 18 minutes.
18 minutes.
All
on
right,
the
Slee,
clock.
that's a very generous offer by you.
I will be listening in the car.
All right.
Very stressed. I mean, you know how it is being a manager.
I'm on edge. I'm
It's
on
not
edge
easy.
at this time of year.
Yeah, it's
leading
not
up to
easy.
the game. Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you, Slee. All right. So you think yes, huh?
Have you met Matt Burke?
Have you met Ron Mitchell?
I have. I know them both.
Yeah.
And it's no slight on Ron. He's a good player. Matt Burke has the potential to be Mike Trout.
No, he's not Mike Trout.
Okay.
I'm going to think about it. Bergman, in a vacuum.
In a vacuum, in most of these trades, I say take the offense.
Jorge, you're in agreement, right?
Yeah.
All
take the
three of
offense.
us think
need
you should
offense,
do
yeah.
it.
All right, I got 18 minutes.
All right.
I say you do it now, before you break.
I got 18 minutes.
Look, he's still here.
That's called a tease. It's called a tease. Oh, speaking of which, I don't think you've lied yet.
Do you want me to tell you if I have?
Has he?
I don't know.
I don't know. Don't tell me.
He's pretty
Okay.
good at this game.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to be in a suite at LAFC with me and Bergman and Jacob and Ronnie, make sure you know today's lie of the day. It's at 3:30. Ireland is our daily liar. Our daily liar. And by the way, if you win the suite passes, you qualify for the ultimate LAFC pre-match flag experience, where you can hold the American flag during the opening ceremonies on the field, which is super cool. So again, pay attention for a lie sometime between, I guess, now and 3:30. All right. Hey, let me ask you, and we got What's Up Fool coming up next. Let me ask you, if you're injured in a car accident, should you hire somebody, the attorney who prepared your will and trust last year for it? No. You got to hire an expert in the field. So if you're injured in an auto accident of any kind, call my friend Jacob, 844-24-JACOB. Since the 90s, Jacob has handled all kinds of vehicle accidents: car, truck, motorcycle, rideshare, scooter, pedestrian, you name it, Jacob has handled them all. And he and his team will not settle for a lowball offer from the insurance company. Plus, with Jacob, you never pay a penny out of pocket, so your car gets fixed and you see a doctor and get your health ready and back on track right away. Call Jacob. He'll win for you. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember,
accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
And make sure you're following Call Jacob on Instagram. Go to @call.jacob for great advice and prizes and more. Mesa in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. The All-Star Friday night is coming, and you've got a chance to get into the Wiffle Ball Bash competition. But you got to be listening to Sliwa, and you got to listen to Travis, and Mason in Ireland, and me and Sedano, brother. But caller number 7, all week long, you're going to be in the Wiffle Ball Bash at All-Star Friday night. Roar!
We had our second annual ESPN Manatee Awards, Dress to Impress. I want to rate our radio hosts on a scale of 1 to 10 on their outfit.
You know, Steve, it's great that you have a personality because your wardrobe is garbage, man. I mean, this is questionable. But, you know, you actually pull it off. I give you a 6 just for the courage to wear this. Congratulations, my man.
Hey. Would you happen to wear that outfit yourself?
0% chance. I like this. You know, the jacket is subtle. You got to look close to appreciate the intricacies. The shoes are swaggy, maybe just not for you, John Ireland.
What do you mean
not for you? That was it?
Yeah, just not for you, John.
Jorge, you know, this is swaggy. The jacket says I'm the man. I'm not afraid to take some risks, but the shoes show that I got some swag. You know, and I can be able to kind of dress it up or dress it down. Jorge, I commend you on this one right here.
There you go. Sounds like Jorge's the winner.
He's actually a Niners fan.
Yeah, this is trash.
Special guest voice. Take it away, guest voice.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
Look at that. How do I follow that? I don't. So I simply say, take it away, Corporate Greg.
Thanks, Morales. All right, so
Oh, boy.
Did you see Steve Cohen, owner of the Mets, yesterday? He did a press conference
I did not see him, no.
that he called himself, by the way. So he had a press conference, and the two things that stood out to me was that A, he does not have a president of baseball operations.
He's looking, though.
He's looking, but he doesn't have one, and he hasn't had one all
and
year.
he spent all this money without a president of baseball.
Without a president of baseball operations, which is
He's
bananas
playing
to me.
fantasy baseball.
Yeah, pretty much. And B, he said if the Mets aren't in contention at the trade deadline, they're going to sell. Is Steve Cohen the type of owner you'd want, as in spend it all and then trade it all away if it's not working?
He seems...
Yes. What you want, and as Mason has always said, is you want the deepest pockets you can get. And Steve Cohen is that. He's a billionaire twice over. So, Mace, I think they should sell if they're 10, 12 games out at the trade deadline. They've got a bunch of guys who aren't performing. But the fact that he has a bottomless pit of money, deep pockets, that's what I want. I'd want Steve Cohen to own my team.
Here's the thing. I mean, Mark Walter has got bags of money,
Yep.
right? From the Guggenheim.
But he's got Andrew Friedman.
But he's got Andrew Friedman. I mean,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be doing this all yourself. You want a baseball
Well, he
guy
has
to be
Billy
able to do
Epler
it.
making all the decisions, the former Angel GM. But Billy has even come out today and said, I was told from the beginning that I was going to have a boss.
Yeah.
He goes, I talk to Cohen every day, but he's been talking about bringing in a president ever since he hired me. So, I mean, Epler's under no illusions that he's not going to have a boss.
What about Justin Verlander?
Would I trade him?
Trade for him.
Yeah.
He's got a very large contract.
Yeah, he's
still
40,
got, I think,
43 this year, 43 next.
and he's already 40.
Right. It depends. If I was saving my money for Ohtani, like I think the Dodgers are,
right.
I wouldn't. But if I was a team in the race, sure.
Yeah. That's the one guy that jumps out at me from the roster.
Do they have anybody that's a reliever that's interesting on that?
Well, isn't Lindor having a good year?
No, he's terrible this year. He's having a really bad year. He's batting like 2-0 something. His on base percentage is barely over 3. He's not having a very good year at all. He might have some power, but that's it.
Yeah, they don't have an obvious bullpen arm.
Yeah, so that would be where
jump out at
I
you,
would
yeah.
start.
What was the
looking
guy
at.
that they played? Edwin Diaz. They played the music.
He's
for
out for the year.
He's done for the year.
Tore his ACL during the World Baseball Classic, or
Yeah.
tore something.
Yep.
Okay.
What's up, fool?
All right, so I was scrolling through Twitter last night and saw a question I think you guys would like, actually.
Okay, good.
What's a movie that you loved that this current generation has never heard of?
Oh, that's easy.
What do you got, Jorge?
Jingle All the Way.
Oh, would you stop
That
it?
actually
It's
works
a
in
really
this
good
situation.
movie. It's the best Christmas movie out there.
Bergman, is yours Ernest Scared Stupid?
No, I don't think it's a great movie. It just scared the hell out of me when I was 8. But mine actually is The Wizard. It's a movie with Fred Savage and Christian Slater, and it's about a video game genius.
I don't know if
and it had like
I
Super
don't think I've
Mario
ever
3.
seen that movie.
Oh, it was amazing. It was a
All
great
right, I'm
movie.
guessing Mason's the only one in the room who's seen this movie, but because it came from the 60s, maybe the 50s even. Have you guys, Greg and Jorge, ever seen Bridge on the River Kwai?
Oh my God!
No, I never watched it, but I've heard of it.
It is spectacular.
It is such a great movie.
It's Sir Alec Guinness is the
Yes.
guy, is the prisoner of war, right? Why, if you ever are like, no, I'm looking for something to watch, there's just nothing here, rent that or stream that. Bridge on the River Kwai is my answer that I think most people, Greg, your age, haven't seen and don't know
It
about.
doesn't have to be my age, this generation, so.
Yeah.
This generation, okay.
But I mean, if you haven't seen it, then I guarantee you,
Yeah.
This
K.
generation.
Lou and P. Bell and D. Hawk haven't seen
I've
it.
heard of it at least. Hey,
Actually, that's a
D-Hawk,
good
have you heard
subject
of it?
for their next.
DeAndre, have you ever heard of the movie Bridge on the River Kwai?
No, he says no.
D-Hawk.
He says no.
Yeah, no, that's the one.
Yeah.
What about you, Mace? You got one?
Another one, similar era, Great Escape.
Oh, Great Escape is awesome too.
Great Escape is good. I've seen that one.
I am gonna go with a movie that I think told the future. And my two favorite movies are Netflix, Chinatown. So it's a cop out to name either one of those. You
Wait.
should have watched those by now.
Netflix Chinatown.
Network Chinatown. Network Chinatown.
So you got a Faye Dunaway thing going on
exactly. I
Never
do.
seen either of those.
Both
there.
unbelievable.
You wait, Greg.
movies.
You've never seen the movie Network?
No.
Okay. You have to.
man.
I'll give you a month. Between now and August 1st, between now and the baseball trade deadline, you have to watch Network. It might be a top 10 movie ever.
Ever.
Have
Ever.
you never
Okay.
seen it, Bergman?
I've never seen it.
One Best Picture.
Jorge, you saw it?
Never
Network?
saw
No, I
Chinatown.
think
All
it's
right,
Social
and
Network.
and by the way, it did predict the future.
It did.
So here's the elevator pitch for Network.
Okay.
A veteran newscaster, a guy like Dan Rather or Tom Brokaw or Peter Jennings.
Tom Brokaw.
Yeah, is doing his job every night, and he realizes people don't want the news; they want to be entertained.
Yeah.
And he pivots to become basically a carnival barker. Like the news opens with a girl spinning plates and a dancing bear. And he starts yelling, and this will be in after you watch it. He starts yelling, "I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore."
I've heard that line before.
And he's a news anchor in New York City, and when he starts doing it, everybody's opening their windows in New York at the same time, yelling, "I'm mad as hell! I'm not going to take it anymore!" And it's
awesome.
great.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
awesome.
that's
Bryan
awesome.
Cranston did a play based on the movie, and the play was just as
No,
good
the
as the
play was
movie.
great.
I would argue even better. It was
Yeah.
you got to watch Network,
Okay.
man.
Yeah.
You'll
I
love
will
it.
watch it. I'll watch it. Mark Cates says War Games.
Yeah, very good.
War
Ali,
Games is good,
Ali
yeah.
Sheedy, Matthew Broderick.
Yeah.
All
right.
I'm going to go with a movie called The Conversation, which is Gene Hackman and John Cazale. It's the early days of surveillance audio. These guys find ways to record people.
Is John Cassell the guy that was only in 5 movies and they were all
nominated for Best
unbelievable?
Picture.
Like
All
he was in
nominated for Best
both
Picture.
Godfathers.
It was also Meryl Streep's boyfriend.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. John Cazale. She has said a lot of the time that was one of the great loves of her life was John Cazale. It was Godfather.
Played
Godfather
Fredo,
2,
right?
Yep. The Conversation, Deer Hunter, and one more, but all nominated for Best Picture.
All right, so I'm going to come in now. Before I hit this button, I have the trade offer from Alan Sliwa. We are 5 minutes away from the trade deadline. Here is the paper that says trade offer, Matt Burke for Ron Mitchell. Alan has signed it.
Okay.
You just need to
Now,
sign it
Mace,
or rip
let me
it up.
give you some listener reaction.
Okay.
Okay, because many people are weighing in on this. Mace, no, you don't trade an ace for a good hitter. Bergman and Ireland are playing sabotage. Okay?
Yes.
So that's a no vote for the trade. Here's from Ramon. It's freaking slow pitch softball. You always go with the bat. So that's somebody who thinks you should do it. He says, remember, Mace, Jorge and Bergman are on the other team. Of course they want the better player. I would do it. Do you want to give an answer right now at 2:56, or you want to take the next 4 minutes?
They're going back and forth, by the way, on YouTube, and most people are saying go with it. It is going back and forth, though. There's a little bit of both.
Okay, so I have signed the deal. Very clear.
I'm assuming it's not your name. Can we put it to YouTube or no?
No, but I can paraphrase it.
GTF.
Mace's official. If
Yeah.
I was the PR director for Mason's team, our official response to Alan Sliwa,
Yeah.
F you.
GTF out of here.
You're making a mistake.
Not. Absolutely not.
Bergman, you'll want to put this up in your office.
I will put it in my office. That's amazing. But by the way, Mace,
Yeah.
Mace, you made the absolute right decision here.
What?
Yes, absolute right decision.
Ron Mitchell does this thing where he
Sliwa-
spins the ball.
No, you
back-
guys
Sliwa's team would have been
underrating-
unstoppable. You're putting the only guy that actually knows how to pitch with Kirk Morrison on the same team.
No, I disagree. I think Matt Burke is in the running
He
for
does
MVP.
that back, he does that thing where he pitches and spins it.
Yeah,
backwards.
he puts the backspin on it. He gets it up high. It's a very hard pitch to hit.
Yeah, no, I think
It was the right decision.
He may deal a shutout.
I was
think he
really
may deal a
hoping you
shutout.
signed it, though. I was really hoping you
I did
signed
sign it.
All right,
just not
are
with
we
my
done, or
name.
you got one more?
No, we're done.
We're done. We're at the end here.
Okay.
What's up, fool?
Dos Hombres, Mezcal, our sponsor. They give you the more, just the right more for those everyday moments with great friends that call for more.
Update from Dave McMenamin when we come back on what the Lakers are up to, and some life advice from our friend Brian Cranston.
Yeah.
We got that coming up.
All right. And in the meantime, we've got our Wiffle Ball Bash coming up. ESPN All-Star Friday Night is July the 14th at the West Covina Sportsplex. We're all doing our shows live from there that day for our Celebrity All-Star Game. And if you call right now, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-ESPN, caller number 7 wins a playing spot in our Wiffle Ball Bash Home Run Derby. The Wiffle Ball Bash champion wins 4 baseball tickets to a local game that's pretty good. For more information, visit ESPNLA.com. But right now, caller number 7, you are in the Wiffle Ball Bash, 877-710-ESPN. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, is on for your Thursday afternoon.
Have I lied yet, Bergman?
Here we go. Welcome back, Johnny I. John Ireland is back from his vacation. Oh, no, wait a minute. Mason likes to call it on assignment, and in John's case, playing golf, which we love. Welcome back, Johnny I. We missed you. Even though Mace may say we didn't, we did. Meanwhile, there was a perfect game last night in baseball. Slee's computer got busted earlier in the day. Oh, and a little thing called NBA free agency is on the horizon. We're going to get to it all, Jack.
Home run.
Let's get to it. The biggest show on the radio, the OGs, Mason and Ireland, your Thursday afternoon right now.
Good afternoon. Did you hear Pepe's home run call in the middle of that?
No, was that from last year's softball game?
I think we've got Pepe and a home run because he's doing the him.
He
and
agreed.
Morales.
You know, Pepe's coming in here tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Pepe and Michael are coming in here tomorrow to help us cover all the trade deadline stuff.
Pepe and Morales are doing the play-by-play of the celebrity or the All-Star softball game.
Love it.
On Friday the 14th.
Excited to see Pepe there. He's great.
Yeah, Pepe's great. All right, so you said you got an update
couple
from Dave
updates
McMenamin.
from our buddy Dave McMenamin. First of all, he has a story up on ESPN.com that you guys should all read. He says, parting ways with Mo Bamba and Malik Beasley allows the Lakers to equip themselves with the full $12.4 million mid-level to target an impact player like Bruce Brown or Brook Lopez. Then he updates it and says they also could elect to split the mid-level exception and pursue multiple players with that money. Dennis Schroeder and Eric Gordon, who the Clippers released yesterday, are names they could target in that scenario. Based on all those things, just me personally, my preference would be offer it to Brook Lopez and see if he takes it. You could move AD to the 4.
Yeah, Brook Lopez over Bruce Brown.
I love Bruce Brown too.
Yeah.
I mean, in order, the way what I like the most is Lopez 1, Bruce Brown 2, the split thing 3.
Right.
Although I hope they can find a way to re-sign Dennis Schroeder because I like him a lot.
Yeah,
and then if you weren't listening an hour ago,
they need another point guard no matter what. And the names I saw, if they don't get Schroeder, I saw
Corey
Joseph, and one other guy. The guy Shake Milton.
Shake Milton, who I love.
He's great.
And Phil, and I was just going where you took me. If you weren't with us an hour ago, Philadelphia, it's basically been announced James Harden has opted in, but he's not going to play for the Sixers.
Yep.
They're going to trade him. And I think, based on people I've talked to over the last hour, that he's coming to the Clippers. I'm not reporting that. I don't know it for sure. I've just talked to enough people in the know that that's where this is heading. And if it happens, it would not be for Paul George or Kawhi Leonard. The three of them would play together.
Yep.
Which would make them an offensive juggernaut. And PG and Kawhi are excellent defensively. So their whole season would basically come down to, can those guys stay healthy?
Right.
Because they're all older.
That's all. I mean, it's going to be the same issue they have every single year. Are the big guys going to be healthy when it comes time to play in the playoffs? All right, you had one other thing that you threw out there.
So Bryan Cranston is in a new movie.
It's called Atomic City.
Yeah, it's Wes Anderson's movie.
Fantastic.
The cast is absolutely loaded.
Yep.
And I think you said Atomic City. I think it's called Asteroid City.
And I've seen this movie.
Yeah,
and
I think the movie is called Asteroid City.
I think you're right. That's my nickname for it.
Okay. So Brian's been doing a lot of media.
Yes.
He last week went on my big guilty pleasure, Watch What Happens Live. Yeah. He went on Kelly Clarkson's show. And then a couple days ago, he did something for British GQ. Mm-hmm. There's a British GQ magazine. And they asked him to do something called Actually Me, where he goes onto social media and to any social media website and answers any question, and they put him on video so you know it's him answering it. And he gives some great advice to a question
Is
he
it
was
true
asked.
that Bryan
Sorry about that.
Here we go.
Is it true that Bryan Cranston majored in police science in college? It is true. However, that changed. My counselor said you need to take elective courses, so I took an acting class. First day, I got a scene that read, a couple is making out on a park bench. And I thought, oh my God, this is crazy. My job in that class was to kiss this pretty girl. And it just made my head spin. You look back on it and it's like kind of embarrassing, but the libido of a 19-year-old boy sort of reset my direction of where I wanted to go in my career. And at a certain point, I realized, okay, if I'm really gonna do this, I better learn how to get really good at it. And if I were to give a piece of advice to anyone who is thinking of entering into the arts as a career, I would say make sure you're willing to make a lifelong commitment to that relationship. And if you're willing to do that, then you really should try. If you're not willing to say, I'm all in, then do it as a hobby.
And I think that's really good advice in general.
Yeah.
That if you decide, you're trying, like, if you're out there listening and you're like Cody and Parker and D-Hawk and all those guys, and you're trying to, get your career going,
yes,
off and running,
yep,
you got to jump in with both feet.
Yeah, yeah.
If you don't, it's never going to work.
Right.
You've got to commit to it. Like, for me, you and I both did this, even though we didn't know each other at the time. I was ready to go anywhere to make this work. Everybody said, wait a minute, you're bartending in Newport Beach and you're going to move to Monroe, Louisiana for $220 a week? What are you, an idiot?
Is that what the actual pay was?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My take-home pay every 2 weeks after taxes was $371.
Wow.
I actually went into debt.
They pay like Channel 11.
Yeah. And by the way, that's why I only spent 5 months there.
Yeah.
But you have to be willing to commit to it.
Yes.
And say, I'm basically gonna give everything I have to see if this works.
Yep.
And if you're willing to do that, then you can walk away from it and say, I gave it. Like, when I was at UCLA, there were probably 16 or 17 people who wanted to be sportscasters.
Yes.
I'm the only one left.
Everybody else
is out.
Out.
Whether they didn't want to live in Monroe, Louisiana.
Yep.
And like, you did the same thing. You were living in Toledo and doing well, and you're on a #1 station. Somebody said, you want to go to California and see if this works, and you had an interest in acting and you wanted to try something, so you just basically picked up your life and moved.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's the 19-year-old with the girl getting to make out for your job is a good story.
Yeah.
But the heart of that advice is, if you're trying to decide if you're going to do, like, how many people come to us and say, well, I'm thinking about doing what you do. I'd like to be a sportscaster. Well, I say, what are you doing now? I'm selling insurance. Well, you probably got to give that up.
Sure.
And be willing to go to where the work is.
Yep.
If you're going to try and do it both ways, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really good advice.
When I was 15, I was on the radio.
Right. Which is highly unusual.
Which is really, and my parents were like, I don't even know what to do with this kid because he's 15, he's on the radio, he's doing a sportscast every day from his bedroom on a little phone coupler system. He's out selling the ads to be able to pay for the time. I mean, I always knew, and, it's cool to be on TV and all that. I always wanted to be on the radio. And it's funny, I've been texting back and forth with Tom Luna. You know Tom, right?
Of course.
Who freelances and is doing...
Great guy.
Yeah, fantastic guy. And we were talking about sort of the history and the romance of, like, all-night talk and guys like Tom Snyder and guys like Larry King and all those guys. I used to listen to them every single night. It's the only thing I ever wanted to do was radio. The only thing I ever wanted to do was radio.
But think if you didn't commit to it. Like, you weren't willing to move, you weren't willing to pick up your life.
In, forget it.
It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So you got to do it.
And that's why, P-Bell and D-Hawk and Clue, that's why I said, get out there and make something. Do a podcast. I'm supposed to be a guest on the podcast.
Well, they're going to have a lot of stuff.
And I heard
when it comes out in the next month.
This next episode has way more stuff.
Excellent.
Yeah. So there's definitely stuff.
Oh, by the way,
I have an update.
You want to hear?
Oh,
go ahead. Give your
update?
update.
Okay, so I have an update from Alan Slewa.
Oh.
Did he respond to Mason's response?
He did respond, and his response was, so it's official. You signed the line.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter what you write.
Yes,
in
it
California
does.
state law, it is if a person is in their intent, any kind of mark is considered legal.
No.
Any kind of mark is considered legal.
No, as a neutral party in this, I say FU is a very clear sediment of rejection.
But you signed the line.
It
was your handwriting on the line. It doesn't matter what it is.
No trade.
Any
How many divorce papers get signed like that?
It actually says even under duress counts as a signature.
You're talking like your brother now. You're lawyered up.
Thanks, Johnny
I'm
Cochran.
in the lawyer family. That's how
Jorge,
this works.
that's not a.
How many divorce papers get signed like that? Come on.
You're right.
It's legal. It's legal.
Yeah.
No, he's right.
It is.
It's not legal.
Divorce papers get signed like that.
If I sign my divorce papers, FU, it's still signing the divorce papers.
I did not sign that.
You signed the line.
It's not.
You signed on the line that is dotted.
You're disrespecting the bit.
Yeah.
The FU was a bit.
Yeah.
It worked. No deal.
I was never going
I'm
to
keeping
trade.
the bit alive,
I was
John.
never going to trade Ron Mitchell under any circumstances.
Welcome to Team Sliwa, Ron
Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Ron, you're my game one starter.
So as a play-by-play guy, I always like it when guys get emotional.
Yeah, sure.
Coming up next, I will play for you a call that's in the running for the most bitter home run call of 2023.
Excellent. That is coming up next for you. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, time to talk about Terranea, one of my favorite places on earth. If you've never been to Terranea, stop what you're doing right now and type in Terranea.com. Terranea. It is a luxury resort like no other. You can be sitting in your room, you can see dolphins and whales swimming along the coastline. 102 acres on the Palos Verdes Peninsula. It is, without doubt, the best place to go on vacation in all of Southern California. You can, once you get there, you're never going to want to leave. You can kayak, stand-up paddleboard, go to the tide pools. You can meet the resort falconer. Mason's a falconer. Art classes, electric bikes, 9-hole championship golf course. It's all at Terranea. And the guy who runs Terranea, Ralph Grippo, is one of my favorite hotel executives ever. I spend 100 nights a year in hotels. Ralph's the best. He's not happy unless you're happy. Trust me on this. Going to Terranea is like going to Hawaii without getting on the plane. Check it out today. Whether you even go for the day, you go for an overnight, you go for a week, you will thank me later. Terranea, Terranea.com.
Ireland on 710 ESPN, the OGs of LA Sports Radio. We're here each weekday, 1 to 4 p.m. for your afternoon. Sandwich between Travis and Sliwa and Sonato and Cap. Mason and Ireland continues now.
All right, got a piece of breaking news. This is courtesy Bill Plunkett, who's in Colorado with the Dodgers. He says Dodgers' Clayton Kershaw says his shoulder got cranky during Wednesday's start, had exam, but not MRI, showed inflammation, got injection for that, not throwing for 2 or 3 days. Come on, put him on the IL.
Why not?
Put him on the IL at this point.
And, hey, Greg, tell me if I'm crazy.
Crazy.
Season ended today. Isn't Clayton Kershaw the Cy Young Award winner in the National League?
Yes, he is.
I mean, he's been that good, hasn't he?
He's been great. 10
Also,
wins, second in Major League Baseball.
Juan Toribio says that he's not going on the IL as of now.
Not going.
The other thing is Plunkett sent a picture from Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
It's hailing. It's like crazy.
Oh,
but,
wow.
But the game's 2.5 hours away.
Okay.
So, I mean, it could clear up.
Yeah, sure.
They played
Sure.
last night.
Right.
So that could be it. All right, speaking of baseball.
Yep.
I get accused, and I am guilty of this.
You are. I know exactly what you're going to say. 100% guilty.
Of getting overly emotional. Like, you can tune on the radio, and before I ever give the score,
I know
you
if they're winning or losing.
because of the tone of my voice.
And Michael's always, by the way, trying to cheer you up.
And I'm
He's
like,
hey, still 15 minutes to play.
Yeah, and we're down 40. What are
Yeah,
you talking about?
exactly.
Yeah, but so I try and I work on that constantly. But I was glad to know that I'm not the only one who you can tell what's happening by the tone of my voice. This was from a game the other day between the Phillies and the Braves. And I think this might be the most bitter home run call I've ever heard. Tie game, extra innings. These are the Phillies announcers.
And the pitch to Ozuna. Swung on and blasted. Deep to left field, forget about it. 2-run homer, Marcell Ozuna. And the Braves with a 5 spot on the board here in the top of the 10th inning. Ozuna with his 14th home run of the season.
What was that? They're going to stop in the middle of the third baseline and do
Ozuna
a hand.
just now stepped
That's
on a home
joke.
plate.
Ron Washington, that's just not professional. Stop in the middle of the third baseline so they can do a little hand dance.
It's just a hand dance.
All right, you know what he did? Basically did a high five and then a low five. That's it.
It's called a
And
hand
Ron
dance.
Washington's a baseball lifer. He's
Oh,
been
yeah.
around forever.
Oh, my God.
Calling Ron Washington unprofessional, that's unprofessional.
Yeah, it is. It is. Wow. Yeah, I mean, but you do that. I mean, you can tell with some announcers what's going on. Like I can tell when you're depressed during a game.
Right.
I can tell when you're in a really good mood during it's
if,
going well.
Like if one time I remember, like, we gave up a quarter where we were in Dallas.
Yep.
And we were outscored 50-12. They scored 50 points in a quarter. And I get like this. Luka, good again.
Yeah. Right.
No.
Just that.
And then I don't want to. I like don't even want to give the score.
Yeah.
All right, back down. Tim Hardaway. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. It's totally true.
It's 38-0 run.
Yeah. Right.
And Michael like, well, geez, Ireland game's not over yet. Michael, the score is 60-24.
There's still 21 minutes left in this game. Michael always is like keeping hope alive.
Well, and he's guilty of the other thing too. Like the Lakers will go way up.
Yeah,
and Michael will go, this game's over, Ireland. I go, don't tell people this game's over. We want them to keep listening. He goes, well, they don't have to now. This game's over.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Hey, I got some other NBA stuff I wanted to throw out there.
All right, good.
So it's been a big day. If you're a Lakers fan, you should know that the Lakers waived Mo Bamba. They did not pick up the option on Malik Beasley. They are now looking for – they want to re-sign Dennis Schroeder, but if they don't re-sign Schroeder, Javon Carter, Shake Milton, and Corey Joseph are possibilities, according to Hoops Hype.
Like all those guys, by the way.
Bruce Brown now considered a primary target for the Lakers, according to Hoops Hype, confirming a report from Denver Post Mike Singer, who first mentioned the Lakers' significant interest in Brown. He has various teams who are expected to show interest, with the full non-taxpayer mid-level exception, which the Lakers now have, right? They've
Right.
now got
12.4 million.
Right, and the Athletics' Jovan Buha, who'll join Alan Slewa a little bit later on Lakers Talk. Is Lakers Talk on tonight?
No, it's Thursday.
I just figure it's on every night. Slewa's always on.
Nope, not currently.
Jovan Buha reports the Lakers increasingly confident they can sign Brown for the non-taxpayer mid-level exception.
But since Jovan reported that, it's been reported in other places that Bruce Brown's going to talk to both the Mavericks and the Rockets.
Yep.
The best idea I've heard so far regarding the Lakers, and I don't know if it's enough money to get him. I think he might be able to get more money elsewhere. But if they can get Brook Lopez for that mid-level exception, I love that. You can move AD to the 4.
Yep. Great
and
three-point shooter.
Yeah, you'd have a front line of Lopez, AD, and LeBron, and a backcourt of Austin Reeves, and then whoever you get to play point, whether it be D'Lo or Schroeder or one of the guys you were just talking about.
By the way, I think D'Lo's coming back.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean, I
think they might both be coming back.
Yeah. Schroeder and D'Lo?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
And by the way, last year after the trade deadline, Milwaukee had the best record. I'm sorry, not the trade deadline, the All-Star break.
The All-Star break?
Milwaukee had the best record in the NBA, 17-7. Lakers were second, 16-7.
Wow.
So you bring all those guys back and give them a training camp and let Darvin get his system in there. I think you're right back maybe in the Final Four. Is it enough to get past Denver? I don't know, but I'll tell you what, if they were able to add Brook Lopez, then I would pick the Lakers for sure.
The other story that has developed today and that I'm sure Sedano and Cap will continue to follow this afternoon is that the Sixers have picked up James Harden has picked up his option with the Sixers. And there is reportedly now going to be a trade that sends James Harden out of Philadelphia. One of the teams that is rumored to be a possibility is the Clippers.
I'll take it a step further. I've talked to enough people in the last hour that I think it is the Clippers.
Oh, you do?
And I think James Harden is coming to the Clippers unless the Clippers refuse to give up all their expiring contracts, because that's what Daryl Morey wants.
Right.
He wants expiring contracts, guys like Robert Covington and Marcus Morris. By the way, Marcus Morris would welcome that trade. He's from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
We had his brother Markieff on our championship team in 2020.
Sure.
So keep an eye on that, and I think it could happen fairly quickly. I think that maybe in the next 48 hours you will hear James Harden on the move, potentially to the Clippers, and if I had to bet, I would say 80% that's where that's
80%.
going.
80%.
Yeah, I'll leave 20% out on the other side, but I think James Harden's coming to the Clips.
Toilets!
There you have it. A lot of toilets.
Yep, over the Intuit Dome, they got toilets, I'll tell you that much. All right, coming up next for Lie of the Daytime. So at some point today, and by the way, I've got no friggin' clue.
Jorge, you got a clue?
I do not.
Greg?
Not one in the world.
I never get your lies for some.
Okay.
I always say I'm going to keep track of everything. Then I forget to keep track of everything, so I have no idea what your lie actually is. But if you think you know what it is, 877-710-ESPN. We will start with caller number 7 to win a pair of suite passes to see LAFC host St. Louis on Wednesday, July 12th at BMO Stadium. You will watch the game with me and Bergman and Jacob and Ronnie. And you'll qualify for the ultimate LAFC pre-match flag experience where you can hold the American flag during opening ceremonies on the field. That is such a cool opportunity. Again, got to know Ireland's lie of the day from some point today during the show. We'll start with caller number 7, 877-710-ESPN. Mason in Ireland, 710-ESPN. If you want to sit in a suite with me and Bergman and Jacob and Ronnie at LAFC, what you got to do is listen to Mason in Ireland today and figure out what I'm lying about. Now, if you can figure out the lie of the day and call in at 3:30, you got a pair of suite passes to sit with us at LAFC at BMO Stadium. Plus, you qualify to win the grand prize, which is to go down on the field and hold the American flag for the Star Spangled Banner at LAFC that night. So big deal. Pay attention for the lie of the day. Call at 3:30 for your chance to win. The lie of the day. If you do, you hang out with me and Bergman and Jacob Imrani in a suite at LAFC at the St. Louis game, and you qualify to win the opportunity to hold the American flag during the opening ceremonies. 877-710 ESPN. Really good gig. I have no idea what the lie is. I got absolutely no clue. Nobody here seems to.
Okay, so let's take a couple of calls, and if nobody gets it, I'll start giving hints.
All right, Steven and Pomona. Steven, you're on 710. What's up, man? Do you know the lie of the day?
Hello, guys.
Hey, Steven.
I think the lie is when John said about being a bartender and going to that for a gig for $200 and becoming bankrupt.
No, that was 100% true.
Yeah.
Sorry, good guess.
Sorry, man. Good guess. Let's go to Nathan in West Covina. Nathan, you're on 710. Do you know the lie of the day?
I think you're going to Matthew.
I'm sorry, Matthew. I
Matthew in
apologize.
West Covina. Hey, Matthew.
Hey.
Matthew, what did I lie about?
Shoot. I think you lied about not having the money.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't think I know what you're talking about.
All right, 877-710 ESPN.
Okay, one more, then you give a hint.
Yeah.
Let's go to Junior in East L.A. Junior, you're on 710. What's going on, man? Oh.
No, you hit the wrong one. Hit 4.
4.
You
There
hit
you
5.
go. Hey, Junior,
Hello.
what's up, man?
Hey, Junior.
Yeah, the lie is when John said that he played with other media types in a game at Dodger Stadium.
Ding,
Ooh,
ding.
how do you like that
Boom.
one?
How do you like that one? I never played. Hartung and Beto did homer in that game. I never played in the Dodger Stadium media game.
There you have it, man. Good
Very
job.
good, Junior.
Junior, way to sniff that out, man. You're going to come to the LAFC game with me and Bergman, and then you're qualified to win the big prize we will announce tomorrow, which is the chance to hold the American flag on the field during opening ceremonies. Junior, thanks a lot for listening, man. We appreciate you.
No, thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, Junior, hang on,
Puts
man.
hold for a
Bergman will
second
talk
there.
to you.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, no clue. No friggin' clue that was the lie of the day.
What time did you lie? What time was that?
What the funny thing was, right after Mason said, Ireland's going to lie about something, we were having a baseball conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, you were talking about how you were going to hit a home run in the softball
Yes.
game. And I go, yeah, I almost hit a home run once. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
so it was
right.
literally right after you said it.
Yeah.
But
so much.
Junior sniffed it out. Good for him.
So we're having a little crisis at the house.
About?
So we've identified. We picked out a new dog.
So how many will that be if you get one?
3.
You want 3 dogs? Have you ever had 3 at once?
No, never have. But Sophie is like literally
at the very end.
She's she's.
Okay.
I don't think she's going to last the year.
Okay.
The way she's going, so we want
Gotcha.
the tearaway dog. Now Juan says 8 months old, too much to handle. I'll have to do a bunch of the work, and I said fine. I'll do a bunch of the work, and he's like, you will not do any of the work.
Okay.
You do all the work at your house.
I do, and my pup, Murphy, is exactly 8 months old.
Now has Murphy settled down?
Hell no. I find this strange.
Yep.
But I 100% agree with Juan.
Really?
Well, because Murphy, I'll give you an example. So this
Okay.
morning, I wake up first in my house before my wife or my son.
Yep.
So I always am the one to let Murphy out, and then I let him come up on the bed because
Right.
we crate trained him. He's sleeping in the
so
crate.
he doesn't sleep in the bed?
Not yet.
Okay.
So he then, but as soon as he goes out and goes to the bathroom and I feed him, he jumps right on the bed.
Right.
I was writing an email and working, and he would not leave me alone. And the one thing, we'll let him be a pup and do anything he wants.
Sure.
Unless he bites.
Right,
If he
of course.
bites, then we make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
So he kept snapping at me, and I kept looking at him. Murph, no bite. And I would grab his mouth and hold it. I go, no bite.
No
blah,
bite.
Blah, blah. 30 seconds later, he's treating Lisa like a chew toy.
But he's not biting. He's just gnawing.
Playing.
Yeah, playing.
So when he does that, we put him out in the other room and make him stay out there. And then when he comes back in, he's calm. But you got to go through this whole process.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing. So here's my play with Juan, because he's now got cold feet on the whole thing. I'm like,
how old was...
Come on, look at little Mike. Look at little Mike.
How old was Ron when you got him?
1 year old.
Okay, so he's pretty trained by then.
He was totally house trained. Ron was easy. Now, this guy is going to be named Mike if we get him.
I love those names, those short man names.
Ron and
for
Mike.
dogs.
Ron and Mike is a good match. But again, it's like up in the air.
So let me ask you this: when we got Murphy,
yep,
he came from a litter.
Yes,
and we had 5th pick.
Yes,
and there were 9 dogs in the litter.
It's like the all-star softball team.
Correct. And there were 4 girls and 5 boys.
Yep.
The first 4 picks, all the girls went.
Oh.
But girls are supposed to be easier to train and nicer. Why won't you go for a girl dog? You're losing a girl dog, right? Isn't Sophie
We're
female?
losing a girl dog, but I just look at little Mike. Look at little Mikey Mike. I'm sure he's such a cute dog. So I'm going to
Where is Mike now? In a shelter?
He's in a shelter now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
Yeah, you like to save a dog when you can save a dog.
Yeah.
You went to you have a specific breed.
Well, right. And we went to our neighbors had the same type of breed, so it was somewhere in Central California.
Right.
Lisa and Jack drove up there and picked Murphy up. But he's great. He's just a lot of work at this point. He won't always be this much work. But Juan is right. He's gonna.
I'm gonna do so. This time I'm gonna do so much of the work.
You don't even get up.
Oh, seriously. This time I am really pot committed.
Does Juan get up before you every day?
Yes.
Okay. So he's doing all the work. Come on.
I just look at little Mike. Look at little Mikey Mike. Little Mikey Mike.
Yeah. You. By the way, here's my prediction.
Macaroni.
Greg, this is my prediction.
Yes.
They will adopt Mike because Mason's already in love.
Yes.
And Juan will do all the work.
Correct. You're 100% right in all of that. Look at little Mike.
I'm turning over a new leaf. I am going to be
Which, by the way, is exactly what happened at my house. When Reagan died, I said, all right, you guys, I need 6 to 8 months before we even consider getting another dog.
Right.
I'm too torn up about this.
Yeah.
And everybody agreed. And a month later, they both came up to me together. They ambushed me.
Yep.
And they said, this weekend, when you're in Denver, we're going to get a dog. And I said, no. You guys said 6 to 8 months. It's been 1 month.
Yeah.
They said, we miss them. We miss
Yeah.
having a dog.
Yeah.
We're going to get a dog. And the next thing I knew, when I got back from that Laker road trip,
there was a dog.
Murph was in place and running the house.
Yeah. Little Mike.
And by the way,
Mikey Mike.
Find out if Mike is potty trained, because that'll make a big difference too. Because I don't see you as the type of guy who's cleaning up the poop.
I'm very, very patient. I'm very hardworking.
What you do is text Juan and say, Mike pooped in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Clean it up.
And I'm busy.
If it were any other day,
If it was any
I
other
would
day,
clean it up.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm gonna chip in. I'm gonna help this time. I'm gonna be more part of it, so Juan doesn't, so I can talk him into this.
Oh boy,
I'm pleasantly surprised to learn that I fully expected to come back today and be out of Game of Games for the month, but while I was gone, apparently Bergman put up a goose egg.
Yeah, he did.
I did. I came in second both times last 2 days.
Shadano won yesterday, right?
Yep.
And so I can't win today.
Momo
Today
won the
is-
other day.
Today is my game, but if you or Jorge, and who's playing for the afternoon show, Greg? Anybody?
I saw Sedano running around here, so
All
I'm
right, so
guessing
see if you
Sedano.
can get him. Sedano can do me a favor.
So I can play spoiler with Greg.
But I
Kinda.
need anybody but Greg.
Right.
If Greg wins, it's over.
Do I got a shot?
Oh yeah, you would be the favorite.
Oh, really?
But find Sedano.
Oh, Shadano
He's
is
around
going to
here.
give you a run.
He was running
Find Sedano.
Okay.
I'm going to bond with
Smells
him
like
over this.
smells like an NBA game. We will do Game of Games coming up next. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Oh, barbecues galore. Thanks for giving me all that advance notice, Briones. That was very nice of you.
Barbecues Glory.
Yeah, thank you. Told me literally
talk about
1 second.
Henrik and barbecues.
I love talking about Henrik Stepanian, the owner of Barbecues Galore. And Henrik were here, he would say, did you know July 4th is the biggest grilling weekend of the year? Come celebrate Independence Day in style with Weber and create memories with family and friends, whether you're a seasoned grill master like me or just starting out like Bergman. Weber has a grill for you. Make this 4th of July weekend one to remember. Stop by Barbecues Galore, or, and I would recommend you do this first, go to bbqgalore.com. bbqgalore.com. Most items are in stock and ready for delivery. They're the biggest Weber specialty retailer in the country. By the way, you don't have to pay for all of it when you buy it. They have extended financing available. And they have the best customer service in the business, led by Henrik. Barbecues Galore. Not just a barbecue aisle, a barbecue store.
on the #1 sports radio show in L.A., Mason and Ireland.
Game of Games.
Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, it is Game of Games time, and as we've explained, John Ireland is trailing Greg Bergman. It is Bergman's game today.
Oh, boy, no, it's not.
No, it's my game
it's,
today.
Oh, boy.
It's John's game today, sorry.
But if Bergman wins, the month is clinched.
Okay, got it.
If anybody but Bergman wins, I have a shot tomorrow when Michael comes in and does the game.
So
well, I'm going to try to.
I need you.
I'm going to try to win because John's the only one that didn't throw me over the boat. So there you go.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, I officially request a trade from Team Mason.
I said I didn't. I was going to throw you over just because you're a very good swimmer.
Yeah, I don't buy that for one second.
But here's the thing:
I
if
don't buy that for 1
Sedano
second.
wins, he's tied with Ireland.
Perfect.
So that means
There
you'd
you
be
go.
one back
That
and
means you'd
can
have
win
to
it
come
tomorrow.
back tomorrow. Are you here tomorrow?
Yeah.
Awesome.
with Pepe and Michael.
All right, great. All right, so I'm rooting for anybody but Bergman.
Okay.
All right, here we go. As we've been talking about, free agency in the NBA opens tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So I have a quiz about free agents.
Okay.
Not all from the NBA. They can be from any sport. I'll describe a famous free agent. As soon as you know who I'm talking about, your name is your buzzer.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
I have 7 of these.
And these are
And a
all-time
tiebreaker.
free agents.
These are all-time, not current. Could have been in the past.
Right.
Could be now.
Right.
And they could
But,
be from any
but
sport.
they were a free agent at one
Yes.
point and a big deal at one
Correct.
point.
All
Okay,
right, so here we
got
go.
it.
Number 1. This famous free agent comes from the NBA. He's still playing, and he's on his 4th team. He's played for 3 teams in the Western Conference and 1
Mason.
in the East. Mace.
Take a shot, Russell Westbrook.
No, you're out for this question.
Hmm. So, hold on. So, he's played for 4 teams, 3 in the West.
And 1 in the East. Correct.
Okay.
Next clue. He grew up in Washington, D.C., but went to college in Texas.
Sedano. Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant and George Sedano is on the board.
That was a good clue.
That was a good
Okay.
clue, man.
Number
I'm going to wait a little bit
2.
longer before I buzz in.
This
You could,
famous...
just like your old game show problem.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that what you did on Sale of the
Oh,
Century?
yeah. Ding. I haven't even said the
All right.
question yet.
This famous free agent comes from football. He was elected to the Hall of Fame in 2011 after playing 14 seasons with 5 teams. He also played Major League Baseball.
Sedano. Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders is correct, and George Sedano leads 2-0.
Wow.
He's now a college coach in the Pac-12, although his school might not be in the Pac-12 for long. All right, here we go. Number 3. This free agent comes from baseball.
Baseball.
He signed the 3rd biggest free agent contract ever at the time, 10 years, $325 million. Sedano.
I know.
Albert Pujols.
No.
Jorge.
Okay.
Jorge.
Open.
A-Rod.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. That's what I
All
thought
right,
it
so
was. Okay.
it's a 2-horse race. Bergman and Mace. He signed that deal a year after being named the NLCS and World Series
Mason.
MVP. Mace.
Trey Turner.
No.
No. Greg,
keep
it's all
going.
yours.
I'm just going to let it go all the way through.
All right. He now plays in the American League after starting his career in the National League for the Dodgers.
Oh, I know who it is.
Oh, Greg, it's Corey Seager.
Yes.
Corey Seager is
Damn it.
correct, and Bergman is on the board. All right.
Come on, Mace.
Bum, bum, bum.
Number 4. This is another free agent from baseball.
Okay.
At the time he signed it, his deal was the largest
Greg.
free
Mason.
agent. Greg.
Alex Rodriguez.
No.
Ah!
Mace.
You have to answer now.
Yeah.
You did buzz in.
Shohei Ohtani.
No.
No, well,
He hasn't even
done
been
that.
a free agent.
He hasn't even been a free agent yet.
But I originally thought Mike Trout, and then I'm like, oh, Mike Trout wasn't a free agent.
All right, here we go.
Go ahead.
He won his 2nd career National League MVP in 2021 and led his team to a World Series appearance in 2022, earning the NLCS MVP along the way. He's from Las Vegas, but has played his entire career back east.
Jorge. Is it Freeman?
No.
No, he's playing with
First for the Nationals and now for the Phillies.
Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper and Sedano has taken the
Dominating.
The Vegas one is where I thought you had it because you said, but I was like, maybe I'm wrong.
All right, 3 left, and Sedano has 3. So you and Greg, you have 1. So
one, yeah.
This could eliminate Jorge and Mace.
Yes.
Here we go. This free agent is from the NBA.
Oh, boy.
He played 19 years for 6 teams and is now in the Hall of Fame. In addition to his basketball career, he released 4 rap albums. Mace.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal is correct. Still alive.
On the board.
Two
right.
more.
Just didn't want to get shut out.
Here we go.
If I get this one, it's over.
It's over.
Correct.
If Briones gets it, it's over.
Okay. This famous free agent is from the NFL. He played for 2 teams in his career, one
Mason.
in the AFC, one in the NFC. Mace.
Wait, what? I mean,
Peyton Manning.
Incorrect.
I got to buzz in fast.
All right.
Fast buzzer.
He won the Super Bowl with both of the teams he played
Sedano.
for. Sedano.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady! Sedano is the winner! Way to go, Sedano!
Nice job, Sedano.
Now, Sedano has a chance to win the month?
He can win the month if he wins tomorrow.
Tomorrow, if I win, if Greg wins, or if Sedano wins, that guy's the winner. If anybody else wins, Greg wins.
Come on, Mace.
I gotta go.
Come on, Mace.
Now, can I play from home? Because I got an Aria recital tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
What's she singing? Is she singing?
She's playing, SpongeBob SquarePants is the...
Oh, that's what Riley just did.
Riley did that.
Who is she?
Do you know the
I don't
part
know. I
she's
could
playing?
ask my
Okay.
wife.
Riley's.
She was
Riley played
Plankton.
the Sponge, right?
No, she was Plankton.
Plankton.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to do the last one in the
Yeah,
tiebreaker
whatever,
just for
whatever.
fun? All right.
Sure.
This free agent comes from the NBA. He's played for 3 teams. One of those teams he played for twice. Every time he's been an unrestricted free agent in his career, he's delivered a championship to the team he went to play for.
Mason.
Great.
Mace.
It's
Kawhi
LeBron.
Leonard.
It's LeBron.
LeBron. It's LeBron.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's LeBron James. Yeah. He's a 19-time All-Star, former Rookie of the Year, 4-time Finals MVP. Okay. All right, tiebreakers. How many career playoff games has LeBron James?
By the way, Kawhi has not delivered a championship for the Clippers.
to the Clippers. I got 2. He had 2. Hey, I'm just buzzing in here.
How many career playoff games has LeBron played in? Here's a hint. It's more than 175. So, Greg, how many total has LeBron played in?
He's played in 322.
All right, Jorge?
225.
Mace.
250.
Sedano.
Mace is close. It's, I want to say like 248.
Oh, George. It's 282, so Mason got it. But you didn't go one higher than the 2 lower.
Yeah.
And by the way, 248 was a terrible guess
Yeah.
because he guessed 250.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, that didn't make.
But who was? But there was someone below me. Right?
You either wanted to guess 226
Whatever.
or 251.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
your victory is well
Yeah,
earned.
doesn't matter. Pearl. She's playing Pearl. I don't know.
Oh, Pearl. Yeah, that's that's the whale.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I love
There you
this show.
Yeah, Mr. Krabs' daughter.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
Mr.
sings money,
Krabs'
money,
daughter?
money.
Sedano, you agree with me that it's the Clippers for Harden?
Yeah.
I think that's where it's heading.
Wow.
Now, George, do you think the Lakers can get a guy like Brook Lopez for 12.4? It sounds low to me.
I don't think so. I think he was making more than that anyway. Now,
Yeah.
like I feel like by a significant amount. Now I understand the new rules will kind of eliminate the middle class in a lot of ways,
Right.
but I don't think he's taking that kind of a pay cut because Milwaukee can pay him way more than that.
All right, now since I'm the only one who saved you, let me hit you with the question of the day from Wheel of Questions.
Yes.
There is, think of the movie Titanic.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a lifeboat
Right.
that you control with 5 seats.
Yeah.
All right. All the girls have already been taken care of.
Right.
Women and
So
children
it's just the 6 hosts.
So 6 hosts, and you can add anybody who speaks. So you can add Jorge.
Oh,
you can
so
add
I can only save
Bergman.
5 people in general.
Yeah, including yourself.
Right.
So who
clearly
gets-
I'm saving myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Who gets the other 4 seats?
Briones for sure. Even though he
nice.
didn't. Even though he didn't pick me. Let me see. Sliwa,
Sliwa.
Ireland.
Yeah. You better put Cappy in there.
You had 2 left.
Put Cappy in there.
I don't think he's keeping Cappy.
You're throwing Cappy overboard?
Let me make a.
Well, and Lynn. Well, oh no, wait. Lindsay's safe. Oh, the girls are safe.
Stephanie,
Right, Lindsay's safe.
all those girls are safe. Emily, they're all safe. Bergman has an 11-year-old daughter, so I felt like I should save Bergman. So
Yeah, but he didn't save me. So
good point.
Yeah,
but you're a good swimmer. You're a strong swimmer.
No, that was Jorge.
Who did
that
you
saved
say?
Travis.
You didn't get a chance.
Who's your
You
fifth?
had
You
to
saved
pick.
Oh, I
our show.
saved Morales.
Yeah, which was just
my
asinine.
What are you doing?
And Morales can,
Yeah, I mean, he's.
I don't think Morales
he's
wants to be
lived a
saved, to
full
be honest.
life.
He has. He wants to die early anyway.
Right.
You know?
Probably wasn't the greatest one. I was trying to be safe.
Yeah.
All right, so you got 2 spots left, George.
So okay. So who did I say? I had,
Me
Briones?
and Jorge are in the boat with you,
And
and, we
Tra-
got 2
and
seats
Sliwa.
left. So you got 1 seat left.
1 seat left.
Save Trav. You can save Bergman. You can save Mace. You can save the Big CY. You can save.
Oh, Beto, easy.
Oh, Beto.
Yeah.
There you go.
I still want to
Little
trade.
Hispanic brother.
Yeah.
He still wants to trade now. You've hurt his feelings. Your alliance
Trade.
is ruined.
And by the way,
Why would I trade you?
Momo already knows you tried to trade her. She texted us yesterday.
Oh, did she?
You didn't see that text?
I pulled her. I decided I'm not trading her.
Yeah, she texted us.
She's DeAndre Ayton.
Look, I will take every call. That's the thing about me. I will
Yeah.
take every call.
Let
I'm
me
listening to
FaceTime her
offers
again.
all the time. Listening to offers.
Try to FaceTime her
not
one more
necessarily making deals.
Well,
but
you,
I think
you did not trade Ron Mitchell for Matt Burke,
No.
which I thought was asinine.
I have loyalty to Ron Mitchell. I have loyalty.
Yeah, but Matt Burke's a better athlete.
Momo,
welcome to FaceTime in Mason and Ireland.
You're on the radio.
Yeah.
So don't swear.
So Mason did try to trade.
it's George Sedano. Say hi, Danny.
Hi, Danny. So Mason did try to trade you yesterday.
And again today.
Tried to trade you again today. He tried to
He
trade
tried to
you.
trade you again today.
Again?
Yeah.
Are your feelings hurt?
I think I need to call my agent or something. I have a
Momo,
trade kicker, 15%.
I told him that you shouldn't be traded. That we should hoard our potential pitching, and that we should use that as an advantage. Now I have asked for a trade though because Mason they did a game of who you can save on a boat from the staff.
Oh, yeah.
And he didn't save me, so now I want to trade.
Okay.
Your team is
My
crumbling.
team is. So should I trade Sedano? No, trade deadline passed.
Trade deadline passed. Now we're stuck.
It was
Did you
3
get a trade
o'clock.
kicker in your contract? 15%?
Yeah, apparently it's the trade deadline's passed.
Momo,
we're
here's-
stuck on the team.
Here's what I'll say to you, and you may have heard this before. It's only business.
It's only business.
It's only business, Momo.
I know, I agree.
Yeah.
As long as you compensate me for my trouble.
You have involved so many people in trade rumors over the years that it was about time you were in one.
I'm going to lean into that. I think it's good. It's good for leverage.
But I'm very happy that you are still with the team. You're my center fielder, Momo.
Yeah,
Thank you.
until he trades you.
I'm going to go to the cages soon.
We're all going to the cages, I think.
Hey, Momo, do you agree?
Yeah.
Do you agree with Sedano and I that it's Clippers for Harden?
No. I don't think they're going to trade him.
Oh, you don't think
Hold on,
Philly's
Daniel.
going to trade him?
Interesting.
I don't think they need to trade him. I think that's more for him.
Wow. Okay, so we'll see.
All right. Well, Momo, you're coming on the show later, right?
I'm coming on your show.
Yeah, so
Okay.
she'll explain later. It's a good tease. All right, bye.
Okay,
See you, Danny.
Bye, Momo. All right, there's Ramona Shelburne.
At the playground.
Not traded.
At the mall, it looked like.
Not traded. All right, it is time for Super Crosstalk.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk. Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason in Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk, presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
I have a question for you, Mace.
Yes,
because
please.
Cappy
Ask away.
and Chris and Lindsay and I went to the Tequila Mandala thing yesterday downstairs at Sol Agave. They had
nice.
a food pairing. So they have the
I like that
tequila
restaurant a lot.
paired with certain foods.
Nice.
Now, you had one of those kind of shindigs with Bergman yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
How'd that go?
We had a drink or three.
Yeah?
At my favorite watering hole.
Right.
And here's the thing. Bergman sort of 3 drinks is too many for me.
Did he manage? Did he do like management
Greg,
stuff
did
with
you
you?
drink
You
them under
ordered
the
the 3
table?
on your own. Huh? Did I what?
Did you drink them under the table?
No, I mean, I had 3 also and was totally fine.
We also had 3. My eyes were swimming. I'm like,
Who else went with you? Wasn't there a third party?
No, it's just me and Bergman.
No,
It
it
was
was
just
just the
me
two
and
of us.
Oh, okay.
Bergman. It was quiet.
I
thing.
thought Beto was going to go with you.
Beto
That's what it was.
and then he
He didn't want to go to the west side.
He didn't want to go to the west side.
Yeah, it's far for him.
Who paid for this dinner?
I believe it was.
I did.
It was not me. It
No,
was
I did.
you.
Yeah, I did.
Bergman's been paying.
Now, is this your own money or
It is.
this
It
the
is my
company's
own money. Yes.
You're spending your
He
own
makes
money.
a lot of money now.
I do not. I just want to do that.
Yeah,
for
he's
you
a
guys.
big executive suit now.
The only person I didn't pay for was Ireland because it was at his club.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
And he actually won money.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
To help
I
fund all
walked
these
out of
other
that.
exhibitors.
Yes, there you go.
Tell you
but
what,
it was-
though, but
Yeah, go ahead.
Mace, you,
Yeah.
me, and Shidano have all gone out to dinners recently with Bergie.
And Ireland at his club too.
Okay, right.
Yeah, ours
but-
was a golf thing.
And
Yeah.
Sliwa.
But the
and
Sliwa
Travis.
and Travis. Travis
and-
and him went to the
Wait,
Angels game last
So
week.
are you? Wait, are you 5 for 5 in paying for dinners then?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody
Impressive.
except
I paid
me.
for everybody except for
Right.
Ireland because it was at Ireland's club.
Yeah,
So-
he
Is
can't
that why
pay.
you
I'm
asked
not
me
allowed.
for a loan?
Haha.
What was the drink of choice?
Last night we had some sort of special thing. It was like rum and something else.
Oh,
in it.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
You
just
go
kind of
into
brought
a
it to
place.
us.
You go into a place not having an idea of what you're going to drink. Like you're open and flexible to whatever comes to mind.
I like to see what the mixologist is working on. I like the signature cocktails because I know somebody put a lot of time into those. So it was a signature cocktail. It was called a rum something or other.
Yeah, not me.
Signature.
Yeah. And what did Bergman
Too
have?
simple.
He had the same thing.
The rum something or other?
Yeah, it was with the.
That actually should be the name of a drink. Rum something or other. Yeah.
Because I don't know what else is in it. Exactly. So, Cappy,
Bad name at all.
I almost made a trade today. Oh, I
Well,
guess I didn't
Cappy,
quite.
did you guys make it home? Clearly you made it home okay, you and Chris. But I would,
last
Chris had a lot. We gave him a lot of the tequila yesterday.
Yeah, the
That's why.
añejo?
Yeah, and the extra añejo too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a virgin for the extra añejo. He had never had it
What
before.
was paired with guacamole?
Nothing.
Nothing.
So they had a little like tostada first with like salmon with the blanco.
Nice.
It was spicy.
Yeah, and it was like tangy. It was like citrusy, I thought.
yeah.
Then it was like this calamari
Garamar.
with the
nice.
reposado.
Yeah.
And then with the añejo,
Yeah.
there was lamb chops, which
Very
were
nice.
delicious.
Very nice.
Lamb chop.
And
Lovely.
then the extra añejo was with dessert, which like a rice pudding with extra añejo also in it.
Now, how come I never? Well, I was with Bergman last night.
Right.
but why-
You could have if you
I
wouldn't
don't
have
get
had Bergman.
invited to any Tequila Mandala
You could have.
stuff.
We just
You're always doing stuff with tequila. You have parties and receptions and all that stuff.
but they were right downstairs.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yesterday,
Very
so
nice.
we decided to. We were there till like 9:45.
Yeah.
Oh man, I know. It was a late night getting home.
I
I'll
paired
tell you that.
rum something or others with flaming cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the
Nice.
Saganaki. They come out and they pour the oil on it and they light it on fire and everybody yells, Opa!
Opa!
It was a fun night.
Wow,
they don't
that's
actually
cool.
do that in Greece, right?
No, but they do it at my restaurant.
Well, that's the joke. That's like Giannis did that Sports
Do
Center
they
commercial.
really not do it in Greece?
I mean, he says they don't.
What does Opa actually translate?
Yeah,
as?
I don't know.
Does anybody know? Bergman,
I
look that
don't.
up. What's
Yeah.
a translate?
Mace, were you Ubering last night?
No, it was walking distance.
Oh, walking.
Look at that.
This is home field
That's
for
the
you.
key.
It was home
Nice.
field. I said,
Nice.
look, if you want to have dinner with me, you go over to mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll put it together.
Right.
Well, now I don't feel bad about having Bergie buy the dinner. I went to his place.
Oh, yeah.
That was
no.
very nice, man. He did. He came to me. He's the only
Yeah,
one.
he went to the Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind.
We got sushi. It was delicious.
It was great.
Good sushi in the Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So let me tell you a little. I talked about this a little while ago, but we picked out a third dog.
Already?
I've heard about this.
Now, is this isn't like the dog that you're going to go and you're going to have to give it back
No,
and
it's
any
not
of that,
like that.
you did the
Not
last
like that.
time, like
But-
that lady ripped you off for the $500.
But here's it. I mean, I will show you a picture of this dog.
And how old is this dog?
He's 8 months old.
Oh,
Mike,
wow. A
this is
puppy
Mike,
with
huh?
your old dogs?
Yes. Well, 'cause
How's that gonna
I
work?
have a puppy.
Oh, you have. Oh, the new one is like
The
a
new
year
one,
and two, or
Ron.
a year too old, right?
Now look at little Mike. Look at little Mike.
Oh, that's cute.
Little
He's
Mike.
like ugly cute.
What kind of dog is that?
Shaggy cute.
Yeah. What kind of dog?
He's a terrier something or other. I mean,
he's a
it's
mutt.
shelter dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, shelter dog.
Okay.
And so the deal is Sophie, who's 17, she'll be 17 on the 4th of July.
Right.
She,
Born on the 4th of July.
I hope that Juan isn't listening, but I don't I think by the end of the year we may lose Sophie.
Right. Which, I mean,
So-
17 is a long life
So
for
we
a dog.
want, we want our
Great
dog
life.
ready to go, ready to jump
You need two
into the
new
breach.
dogs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I don't like
we get
this.
two.
I just want to be on record, Mace.
Yeah.
Just for my own opinion.
Okay, sure.
For what it's worth.
You're entitled to it.
Just want you to know I don't like it.
Because why?
I don't like I have to have a new dog.
Replacement dogs already?
Right,
Yeah.
before the other dog dies. It's like,
No mourning?
hey, I'm going to be so emotionally distraught that when this dog dies, but you see, now I've become emotionally attached to this one who's going to replace that dog in my heart.
Yeah.
And so, okay, you died, bye. Now it's
It won't
like
be you died by. Here's the deal. Little Ron, who's 1 year old, he's got nobody to play with because Sophie just lays around.
Right,
so
she's
we
too
want,
old, yeah.
We want little Mike, to play around with Ron. So
Right,
he's
because
gotta-
Ron just steals your steak off your bed.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now here's the story though. Juan is now having second thoughts because
Uh-oh.
he says you don't do any work for the
Right.
dogs and it's all on
Very
me.
true.
Oh,
Wait,
that's-
didn't you also discuss allegedly adopting a child?
Yeah, that's over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't do that,
was-
Mace.
That's
Yeah,
probably
Mace,
for the
do not
best.
do
That was
that.
brief.
Yeah.
No, we're having Mike instead of a child.
All right,
Mike is about our
Laura
speed.
Romo has just sent me this.
Okay.
What does the Greek word opa mean?
Okay.
It's used as an explanation or utterance or declaration of affirmation, a lovingly gentle way of saying stop. Like,
Stop.
Mace, you look great today. Oh, stop.
Oh, it's
Opa.
like that.
Yeah.
Opa.
Opa.
So what's it
Opa.
have to do with the flaming cheese?
I don't know. I think it's just something you yell.
Yeah. Yeah.
you're
Opa.
Greek.
There you have it.
Opa.
It's all
Yeah,
Greek
so-
to me.
So Wednesday we'll know if we're getting the dog or
But
not.
bump.
Little Mike.
Yeah, but are you going to do any work for the dog?
Oh, I'm going to do everything.
I mean, it doesn't sound
I'm
like
gonna do
it.
everything. I'm going to be the first one up. I'm going to be the first one.
He's
to
never
take
been
him
the
out.
first one up. He's never been the first one to take him
gonna-
out.
Yeah.
He won't
Feed-
clean up the poop.
Feed
and
him
the
at
dog's
6 a.m.
I mean, when do you actually get up these days? After
noon.
Well, no, you got yoga on some days. I know that.
I am generally up by 8:30.
Get
Oh, my
outta here.
God.
I'm generally up by
8:30?
8:30.
No way.
I see the
Come
last
on.
half hour of first take.
Get out of here.
The last half hour of first take
8:30?
I always see.
You're in bed at 8:30 in the
Well,
morning?
listen,
Yes.
if I have a late night or I get back from like a long trip, the kids usually won't let me sleep that late,
Right.
but sometimes I can fall back asleep till like 8:30.
Well,
Yeah,
what's wrong-
by
what-
8:30, I'm already on the 12th hole.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
But Cappy, what's wrong with sleeping into 8:30?
Oh, no, I'm jealous. I want you to understand. I'm not downing on it. I'm jealous of it because last night I think I got home at around midnight.
Yep.
And I don't think I went to sleep till 1 and change. And by like 7 o'clock this morning, my son, full-grown man, 23 years
Yep.
old, is standing over me, pushing me. Hey, come move your car. Come on, let's go. Move your car. I got to go somewhere.
Wait, he couldn't move your car for you?
No, he could have, but he just thought it would be better to wake me up to go
Yeah,
do
of
it
course.
myself. You know
Well,
what I mean?
Like last night, Bergman took me to get hammered. So there I am.
Yeah.
I
Now, were you crossfaded?
Were you? I don't know if you were.
Yes, he was. He was.
You're
for
staring
sure.
at me. I don't care if you were.
1,000%. 100%. Definitely had gummies before you got to the bar. 100%.
Or after, either one.
No, before.
I did. There was a point. I
I
don't
mean,
know if you saw it or
cool.
not, Bergman, but there was a point where I was crossfaded,
Yeah.
where I was drone, as they say.
Mace, you
good
got
for
to try
you.
these new gummies that I got.
Oh
Mace.
yeah, what do you got going?
These gummies, I think I've told you the name of the strain is Joyful and Present. And
Oh, I
they
like
hit
that.
in 15 minutes.
Joyful and present.
Yeah, they hit in
Nice.
15 minutes, dude, and they're good.
Those are good attributes to have.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you say joyful and present. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if you've heard this or not, but at the New York City Public Schools, they have announced that they are going to take 5 minutes a day at the public schools and do conscious breathing.
I think we
So-
should do that in each show.
So they are just going.
That'd be great radio.
Good idea.
Everybody
John.
close.
5 minutes of radio silence.
Everybody
breathing.
close their eyes and just breathe.
Right.
Breathe.
In through the nose, out through the mouth.
Now, I've pitched this, by the way, to, I think, for Calm or for Headspace to have, like 30 seconds of just like silence.
No, I like it.
Reset.
So what do you think? Would you want that
Let's
for,
do the reset,
Would you
yeah.
want that
Why don't we
for
just do it all
Arya?
right now,
Would
together?
you want that for Arya?
What?
Conscious breathing in the middle
She
of class?
does yoga.
Oh, does she really?
Like she does like
In
9-year-old Netflix yoga.
Oh, wow.
Like kids yoga.
Oh.
Cappy, what about you? Do you want your kids conscious breathing in school?
Sure, absolutely. Why not? In through the nose, out through the mouth.
Yeah.
Breathe in the
Mr.
positivity.
Miyagi said to do it for
take out the
Daniel-san back in the
negativity.
day.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. No,
Yeah.
I think it's a really healthy thing.
I agree. Breathing exercises are actually good for you. I don't know about that long, but maybe, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a doctor. What the hell do I know?
Well, in New York, it's so pressure-packed. They need 5 minutes.
No, yeah,
Here
for
would
sure.
probably be a minute and a half. And
Yeah.
we'd be fine.
Well, right. We don't have as much pressure here.
There's not as much
It's not as
speed.
hectic, that's for sure.
I always say when I went to New York, it's, it's easier to go from New York to L.A. than it is to go from L.A. to New York.
I would buy that.
It's easier to slow down when going to L.A.
no
as
question.
opposed to going L.A. to New York where it's a million miles an hour.
It's why you get more people that move here, that the transplants go from there to here, I think, in a lot of ways.
Because I was not ready when I went to New York. New York would
I would
just
agree.
slap you in the face.
Same. I will have to make that
You were
same
there,
admission.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to make that same admission. I was young, and I just was not – I did not have the experience. And, man, New York it can beat you down pretty quickly. And then I used to have this thing. I had this hang-up where I'm like, I've got unfinished business in New York. And now I'm like, no, I really don't. No,
I have unfinished business in New York.
You do? When are you going
Oh,
back?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
When are you going back?
I'm going back in August just to visit.
You're going to finish?
To
You're going to
scout.
finish your business?
No. Okay, I was having this conversation last night. So, I had Cappy, how long were you there?
I was in New York. At that time, I was there for almost 2 years, I'd say.
Okay, so I was there for like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And I was later told we were going to pick up the option on your contract. You didn't have to leave. I was just done with it.
Yeah.
So
you were over it, right?
So if I had stayed there,
Now,
I might
had you
still
already
be
worked
doing
with
that show.
Ireland already at that
Yes.
point?
Yeah.
So
I
you
had
left
worked with
Ireland,
Ireland.
came back. You took him back.
Well, no. What
Took
was
a while.
weird was we both came back to the Fox Sports Radio Network, and they split us up.
Yeah, we worked on different shows.
I was on in the morning, and he was on in the afternoon. And then a guy named Ray Calusa, who's since passed away, great guy, ripped us out of Fox Sports Radio and put us on ESPN.
Well, what year was that, though?
2004-ish?
2004,
But hold on, but there's that little speed bump in between where Mace comes down to San Diego, where Mason and Ireland started.
correct. With Philly Billy, we're down.
Yeah, that's where
And-
Mason left Philly Billy, and I left Fox Sports, and that was it.
By the way, did you hear us have JT the Brick on yesterday?
No,
Oh
did
my
you
God,
really?
it was hilarious.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was great.
Former Smack-Off winner,
Yes.
JT the
And
Brick.
Original Smack-Off
Well,
winner.
and he's the originator of the word gutless that Chris uses. Chris
Is he
ripped
really?
that
I
off
didn't
from him.
realize that.
So we
Chris
had
ripped
him on to rip Chris and call him gutless.
Because he stole the whole bit.
He stole the bit.
Hey, breaking news. They're announcing the All-Star starters right now on
okay.
ESPN.
Freddie Freeman, I see there.
Freddie Freeman and J.D. Martinez. Martinez is the starting DH. Freeman is the starting first baseman.
Mookie.
Will Smith.
Well, they're
they
just
haven't done the
infielders.
outfielders
Just
yet.
infielders.
Oh,
They haven't done the outfielders.
DH.
Did Willie Dills make it?
Did who make it?
Willie Dills.
No, it's Murphy.
Oh,
Yeah.
What? I mean, I
we
guess
didn't
he's
pump him
pretty
up
good.
enough.
Yeah.
Well, Freddie deserves to be. He's batting like 329 or whatever he's batting. He's
Will-
having a great
Will
year.
Smith not being the starting catcher is a travesty.
point.
Yeah,
That
he
is a
actually has
travesty.
better stats.
We did do the bit though yesterday since the NHL draft was going on, and we were just
Right.
just acting like we knew what we were talking about
What do you
the
mean
NHL
acting?
draft.
You're
We
talking
did
about
nail a
acting.
couple picks though.
Well, did you see they had one guy?
Yeah.
They presented this guy. They said, "Hey, go up and announce the Philadelphia Flyers first round pick." Do you
Yeah.
have it?
Yep.
Bonsoir. Le Canadien de Montréal are proud to select David.
Forgot his last name.
He turtled.
Smith?
We
Jones?
planned it that way. David Reinbacker.
Reinbacker.
Eventually got there.
Yeah.
Eventually
Darn it.
got-
I knew it
So
was
did you do a
Reinbacker.
lot of breakdowns of the NHL
yeah.
I mean, we
draft?
did some
Big
faux
time.
breakdowns. They were
Yeah.
pretty funny. Actually.
What?
Did you say at any point he's the next Gretzky?
No, we didn't do that.
Connor Bedard, next Gretzky?
Who was the number one pick?
Who was the number one pick? It wasn't the kid from Michigan. It was
it was Connor Bedard.
Oh,
yeah,
Connor
it was
He
Bedard.
went to
right.
Chicago.
Oh, I scouted him. Yeah,
And
Connor
then the
Bedard.
second pick, we nailed the second and the third pick. I remember that because the third pick was the kid from Michigan, and the second pick I forgot who it
Leo
was.
Carlson was
Oh
the
yeah,
second pick
Carlson.
from Sweden.
From Sweden. Yeah,
From
we,
Sweden.
We just looked at a mock draft and we just started picking names.
That's good.
And then,
That's good.
and I'll tell you guys honestly, I think if you've done your homework today, and I know you guys all have.
Oh, my God.
But in
so
the
much
second
homework.
round, the Kings got this kid. His name is Jakub Dvorak.
Yeah.
He's a defenseman out of Czechia.
A defenseman?
Out of
Right.
Chechnya?
With a V?
He's a defenseman from Czechia.
Defenseman from Czechia.
By the way,
Right.
I was listening to you guys driving in, the Ireland stuff of when he knows the team. I have also clearly listened to John, and I can tell what's happening
right.
with the team.
With the mood.
The good thing about not doing a local game, doing a national game, is that it's always unless it's a blowout.
You always have to be up.
You always have to be up, unless it's a blowout, and then
Yeah.
whatever it is, what it is.
You can get excited for either
for
team.
either side.
Right.
Yeah.
But John gets so.
Oh, I could tell immediately.
He gets inconsolable.
I have
It
been
doesn't matter how many minutes.
How many shots has D'Angelo Russell missed here?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
John, there's still 21 minutes left in the game.
I
says
have gotten in the car with my wife from dinner, and we've turned on the game, and I
you
hear
can
John
tell.
for 5 seconds. And
Yep.
I'm like, oh, they're getting their ass kicked. And she's like, how do you know? And I said, just listen to Ireland.
Yeah.
Listen to his voice. He sounds
till gives
despondent.
Wait till he gives the score, and then
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's 120 to 99.
Luka
and 5 minutes
Doncic,
left.
good.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
good.
Good
How about some
again.
professionalism? Why were you putting the 3 up in the air? How about a little professionalism here?
Yeah,
Like those
I
bitter
like
guys
the
in
Philly
Philly.
thing that you guys played. Those Philly guys, they're angry about everything.
Oh,
though.
my God.
yeah, but
they
I
are.
mean, like Ron Washington has been in baseball
For like
for his
35
whole
years.
life.
Yeah.
And he does like a high five and a low five with the guy who just hit the home run, and these guys are like bitter as hell.
I did a hand dance.
What are we
think
going to
about it.
stop and do a hand dance now?
If you're the Phillies and you're their broadcasters, you thought you were going back to the World Series this year, and you've been a
true.
disaster.
And it's been a
Them
mess.
and the Mets have been a mess.
Yeah, it's been a mess.
And there's more. There's more. Than
Oh, the
just those
Padres.
two.
Cappy's
yeah.
got a little
yeah,
Padres.
the Padres. Do
Yeah.
you realize the Padres are like 7-50 since they put that crying meme
Yeah.
up with Clayton Kershaw?
Not quite that bad, but it's bad.
It's bad.
And to have a 4-0 lead today and then get beat by Pittsburgh.
They're
and be
going
swept
nowhere.
By Pittsburgh. I love
Cappy,
it.
they're going
I love
nowhere.
It.
He says he loves it, although
I
he sang Blink 182 when they won last year against
That's
the
right.
Dodgers.
Why do you love it, Cappy?
Oh, dude, I love controversy. I love it. Listen, this is why I wanted Russell Westbrook to stay on the Lakers. I love controversy.
By the way, is Russell Westbrook going to be on a team next
I
year?
think the Clippers.
You think?
I think he'll have
even
to
if
take
they
that.
get Harden.
I think they'll. Ooh, that's different. That's true. Well, I mean,
They put their friends.
Yeah.
They played together before.
right? But
Twice.
$3.8 million is all they can offer him.
Right.
Mm.
We'll
Hey,
see.
Mace, you
Yo.
know, you're talking about Wednesday of next week, maybe getting Mike the dog.
Yeah.
You know, George and I are doing next Wednesday.
No.
Oh, we're going to a Sparks game.
George is dragging me to a WNBA game.
I
What do you
told
mean
them
dragging you.
they're
It's
fun games.
It's fun.
I've never been. I
They're
may
fun.
come on the air and tell you how awesome I think it is. I may come on the air and go, you know what, it's not for me, but I don't know.
I've never been
Kurt
to a
Miller,
Sparks
great
game.
coach. Just got here. He was an assistant back in the day. He was with Connecticut before. They're a good
Yeah,
team.
never been to a
They're
Sparks
a nice,
game.
solid team.
I should
Would you
probably
say
go.
Gino Ariema? Who's
No,
that?
No.
Kurt Miller.
Kurt Miller.
Connecticut, the Sun, the
Oh.
professional team.
Yes.
Oh, I
Not
thought I heard.
UConn.
Oh, that's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, well, you'll
Ireland
learn.
want to go to a Sparks game with me?
When
Come
is-
on.
when
let's
is
go.
it?
Any other night.
It's
Wednesday.
coming up.
Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday.
If it was any other night, I would
yeah.
do it.
Ireland
Can't
doesn't
do
need to
it
go to
on
more
Wednesday.
basketball games.
That's
Yeah.
true.
That's too bad.
Got plenty of them.
Love
Cappy
to have
never
you.
goes to any games other than schmooze with you at Hyde.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Well, I mean, I just like to go and hang out, but I mean, I've never been to a WNBA game. And then George broadcast one last week for ESPN, and then he came walking in the
did
next
you?
day.
I
Came
did one
walking
on
in, was
ABC
like,
on Sunday, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
And so now I'm like, all right, I'll go. I'll check it out.
All right, Linz, what's
Hey,
that?
I have a question before you go.
Yes.
So on Monday, we were all here because we do not have a company holiday. I know a lot of people are upset about that, but whatever. The 4th of July being Tuesday, are
Traffic
you
will
in
be
on
easy.
Monday?
I'm on assignment on Monday.
So you're off.
On assignment.
Yeah.
Are
I
you
should
in,
be on
John, or are you off?
assignment, too.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm on
Yeah.
assignment.
Traffic is going to be easy. It's going to be easy to get around
Yeah.
town on Monday.
Why, Linz?
I was going to suggest you and Cappy do a hot dog eating contest like circa 2020 back when you and Sliwa did one, but I know
That
he's
would
not
have
going to
been
be
great.
here.
Cappy, would you ever consider something like
would do
that?
it.
We can do a
I mean,
post. Are you
I
going
mean,
to do it Wednesday?
I do it, but I got to be honest with you, man. Like after yesterday, I mean, I just ate so much.
What about Wednesday? Are you here Wednesday?
Let's
Mason?
do it Wednesday.
Come on, Mason.
I'm
let's
on
do it.
assignment.
Hey,
on Wednesday.
Bergman, before I get out of here,
Yes.
10 grand on Stephen Clay to win this golf match against
that
Mahomes
live?
and Travis Kelce. It's starting right now.
Okay.
Where's it on?
They haven't
a match
teed off.
that nobody will ever
It's
watch.
on-
Are you going to have
It's on
play-by-play coverage?
It's on TNT.
I don't really do golf, but I can
TNT.
try.
I think anybody can do golf,
I
right?
mean, yeah. Just
It's in the hole.
Exactly.
Boy, I had no idea this was even happening today. Like, has this been highly publicized?
I didn't know. I knew
I
there
saw
was
it on
something
social media.
coming up,
Yeah.
but I had no real clue.
It's Capital One pays a bunch of money and they just throw it
But
together.
it's Thursday afternoon at freaking
Well, it's in
4:15.
prime time in the East.
Oh,
Oh, I
okay,
get it,
got it.
but still, who's...
Well, give us shot-by-shot coverage as I'm
There you
driving
go,
home.
Cappy. We NHL draft yesterday, the match
Yeah.
today.
Right on.
All right, we are back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. In the meantime, lots of stupidity with Shadano and Cap next. Mason and I